Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Oh yeah, we're getting close now. Round 0 starts next Thursday night in the Northern States. But before that, one last tune-up for all of the teams as we bounce into the 2025 AFL season. And of course, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water all season long, Triple M Rocks Footy. We are at a sun-drenched Icon Park on Wednesday night as the Pies take on the Tigers. One last look, and for Richmond, our first look at a lot of their young stars as they rebuild towards the future. I'm Jack Everin. We are about 10 minutes away from the bounce of the footy. Good crowd building up here as well. Second game of the Amy Community Series. Last night, it was the Bombers. Too good for the Cats. But inside this box here at Icon Park, which may fall down by the end of the night as well, I might add, we have a star-studded lineup. I start, of course, with one of the marquee names of the AFLW competition. She has had one long, endless summer. Sarah Hosking, great to see you. Welcome back.
Very good to see you, Hev. You do say that every time that I just seem to be away on holidays, but I am back. It is good to be here. Great to see, for me, it's Richmond, to see what this kind of young outfit can do. See a couple of their young players. You've got Sam Lawler, Josh Smiley and Taj Houghton all out, which was their top 3 picks. But I'm excited to see some of the young ones come through.
Standing next to you, he's a St Kilda Hall of Famer. He is undoubtedly one of the best brains in footy right now. Joey Montagna, one of the stars of Triple M Footy. Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Jack. I'm glad we're all friends in here because we are crammed in like sardines up here. We've got everyone here tonight. But no, it's great to have footy back. My first game for the year. It's been a long summer. And I can't wait to see this one. I'm looking forward to seeing the Pies. A lot of question marks about Collingwood. Some people have them in the top 4. Some people have them missing the 8. It's the case for a lot of the teams really this year, so fascinated to see how the Pies play tonight.
We are, as I said, about 7 minutes away now from the bounce of the footy for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. This is the Triple M Footy preview. Now, we talk about debutants. There's a few out here tonight for both of these teams that we'll take a look at very, very shortly. But we have our own debutante here on Triple M Footy. You can see her on the Sunday Footy Show. She's been covering the WNBL, the tennis, everything that's been available. She's now ours, where she should be. Jess Webster, welcome to Triple M Footy.
Thank you, Jack. It's great to be here. It's such an exciting time of the year, and I feel like I've worked with all of you in the commentary box over various broadcasts over the years, so it already feels like home. So I'm really excited to be here tonight.
What are you looking forward to tonight? It's hard to know whether, we saw last night, we saw one team who was really trying to tune up in the Bombers and another in Geelong who were happy just to kind of cruise through. What are we expecting tonight? Well,
I think we can expect anything in pre-season games. I mean, Collingwood, we feel like they're all in. They've got all their stars. They've got a really strong lineup tonight. They look like they're really hungry to regain their place in the top 8. And for Richmond, it's all about, I think, getting development into their young stars. They do have a great class of draftees. Hosco mentioned the top 3 are out, but the ones they have out there tonight in Trainer, Armstrong and Sims, really looking forward to seeing how they go tonight.
Joey and Sarah, from a Collingwood point of view first up, just missed the finals last year, won 4 of their last 5, nearly snuck a spot into September action. They'll be pretty keen to get back out there. What would they be looking to get out of tonight's game?
I think for me, it's getting back to that ball movement that set them alight when they won the premiership a couple of years ago. They just lost their way a little bit in that facet, particularly off half-back. That was their greatest strength. I know they moved Nick Dacos around. It'd be interesting to see the role that he plays. He's just a pure inside mid, but obviously Dan Houston is the big one now. Can they get back to being that counterpunch team that just put teams to the sword when they won the footy back across that half-back line? So I'm going to be looking for that tonight, particularly their style of play, and just seeing whether a couple of these youngsters can step up. A lot of talk about Reef McInnes and whether he can hold down a spot in defence, and a few other youngsters playing for their spot.
And you've got to look at just some of the depth that comes through too. You look at Geordie DeGoey, he's out at the moment, but I think for me it's what other players can stand up at the same time. We know Nick Dacos, as soon as he gets tagged, everyone pulls him out of the game or tries to, but it's the players that can stand up and take their game to the next level. Isaac Quaynor, I think, his one-on-one game and his work in defence, can he keep rebounding the ball and then keep playing that powerful role? I'm just, excited to see the depth that they can really add to their list.
We had the pleasure a couple of hours ago on the Rush Hour chatting to Scott Pendlebury, the Collingwood superstar, 5-time best and fairest winner, and he gave us just a little snapshot on their recruits for this season.
Yeah, well, I think they just they give us, obviously add more depth. Whenever you bring 3 quality players like that in, there's always more competition at training. And as you said, like Dan off the half-back line, his kicking is phenomenal off half-back, but it's not just, most times with really good kicks, it's, the 60-metre ball they hit really well, but his ability to mix up, whether it's a 20-metre, it's a change angle, it's long and direct, whatever kick you need, he can hit. Pairs in around the footy. It's probably flown under the radar up at GWS because they're loaded with talent through their midfield, but he's come in and just played as a permanent midfielder for us, and he's been exceptional both sides of the footy. For Collingwood fans out there, he reminds me of Luke Ball, 2010, 2011 style, that real in and under that can transition hard both ways. And to get Tim in from St Kilda, it's just probably surprised me a little bit with how good he is with his leadership in the front half, and how he makes other guys better, and just trains extremely hard, extremely diligent, and all three boys will add a lot to the group.
Bit to get excited about there for Pies fans. On the other hand, the Tigers, they're very, very young. Sarah, you mentioned some of their draftees that aren't out there tonight, but this is a total change of the guard now for the Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in something that Richmond fans and supporters can take out of it is a future and a bit of a rebuild at the moment. But I think you get those sort of glimpses of, you look at Harley Reid and what he did with the competition, and I genuinely have watched some of Sam Lawler's, some of his training sessions, Josh Smiley, he's ready to play as well. So when they're coming through, I think you've just got to look at what you can do in that future, those future picks and how they're going to play as a unit and get more games into these boys, because Richmond is coming in as the most inexperienced team in the competition for 2025 and one of the youngest across the competition.
We know where they're at, and we've spoken a lot about their draft picks coming in, but I'm looking for these second and third year players, Sarah. Which ones can step up and maybe surprise? You think about Banks and Bowes, Sonzi, Trezise, Tom Brown I really like. They've all played a little bit of footy, but now it's which one of them can elevate and become a really important player for the team. So these second and third year guys will be keeping a close eye on tonight.
Getting closer to the bounce of the ball, Ethan Meldrum is back on Triple M footy for 2025. He's got all of the numbers that matter all season long. Hello to you, Heath.
Hello to you, Hev. I feel like it was 5 minutes ago we were watching Scott Boland take 10 for at the SCG. What a moment that was. Richmond
I'm still hungover, actually.
I think he is too. I think what I'm looking for with Richmond, particularly in their forward half, the guys are touching on their inexperience. Top three players for score involvements last year are gone. Dustin Martin, Shea Bolton, Liam Baker, they're all gone. Their leading goal kickers tonight, Ryan Mansell, taken over Baker's number 7, kicked 21 goals from his 21 games last year, so only 65 points per game last year. Need to find some more avenues towards goal. Collingwood, we heard Scott Pendlebury touch on it. And Joey as well in the pre-game. Their ball movement from their back half, they ranked 16th in the competition for goals generated from their defensive 50 last year. They were second in the competition in 2023. Joey, it's like he read my mind. Dan Houston, 12 goals from his 109 rebound 50s last year, ranked among the competition's elite, one of those marquee recruits, filling that void he'd hoped for the Pies.
Oh, he's coming hot.
He's feeling good.
Coming hot. Look at him go.
He went to management for a pay rise too, I heard. I heard you were in demand. I heard you have been in demand this summer.
Yeah, I'm not in demand. Still parked myself as number 2 on a 2 now, I think.
You are coming hard for the number 1.
Two just heard that and got very nervous about the season ahead. You know who is in demand? Nat Yanidi. She is always in demand, but we love her on Triple M footy, and she is back in a big way. For this year, down on the boundary for Bob J and T Mards. Hello, Nat.
Jackie boy, I'd always make time for you. You know that it is absolutely pumping down here at the moment. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, but there's a pretty good crowd building, and there's a bit of a pretty good atmosphere, you'd have to say, given it is a community series game. Really looking forward to seeing a lot of the young guys walk around. I think I just walked into a black hole at Icon Park. Sorry, everybody. Jeez, what is going on? They tell us that they're going to do renovations here. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that doesn't matter because it is a very great little ground. As you can imagine, a little bit of a swirling breeze at the moment. It was really hot today and it's really dropped down into the 20s now. So they've got the fans out for the players on the bench, but I don't think they're going to need them. It's going to be very comfortable.
Great to have you with us, Nat, down there all night long and all season long for Bob J and Team Answers. Both of the teams break away into their huddles. Now, Jess, I don't need to tell you who's who. You're a star. You know who's playing tonight and all that sort of stuff. But pre-season can trip a few people up, particularly when you're having a look at some names for the first time or saying names for the first time in the season, as almost to the day this time last year we learnt on Triple M footy.
Well, get off. Now, they don't convert, but that turnover started with Bo McQuarrie out on the wing. Just that pressure that he allowed to come up to the ball carrier. Again, he's known for his strength.
Who was that again?
Shut up. I quit.
Do you know what? I did not know where you were going with that, Jack. I said to myself, be prepared for anything when you come to work today, and I had no idea where you were going with that, and Hosco, you've forced that.
Yeah, no, not happening again today. I hope I've got those a little bit of the blues. Joey's put himself right in front of the camera, so my bet is on Joey tonight.
It's a nice introduction, Hosco. By McCreary, looking forward to seeing him play.
Do you know what? I still can't say it. McCreary. I actually can't.
Lightning strikes twice.
I know his name. I just can't pronounce it.
Just call him
it's one
Bo.
of those. Bo. We're going with
He
Bo.
could be like Seal.
Is he out there tonight? We're in trouble.
So both teams are broken away, as we mentioned. A nice crowd. Clearly footy fans in Melbourne and all across the country are keen for things to be back. Collingwood will play next week as part of round 0. Richmond will have to wait one more week. One thing that you're both looking for tonight from either team.
Pretty simple for me, Nick Dacos.
Yeah.
Every time Nick Dacos plays, your eyes are drawn to him, so I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Ryan Mansell. I think he's got big shoes to fill. He's had a huge pre-season, and I reckon he's going to kick 2 goals.
One last look at the Pies and the Tigers before we start the season for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Here's Jess Webster on Triple M Footy.
The bounce of the footy goes down in the middle of Icon Park, and it is Cameron who gets the first tap, but it's sharked by the Tigers. Quick kick to half forward, intercepted by Lipinski at half back for the Pies. Kicks out towards the wing, knocked away by Broad and Bobby Hill, but he gets the free kick.
Start a couple of weeks, or last week I should say, the Indigenous All-Stars, Bobby Hill. Collingwood just chip and build their way around the outer side of the ground. Now back in board to Dan Houston. His first look is a handball, and the Pies inside 50, long and direct. They don't waste any time, but Nankervis, the skipper for the Tigers, gets back and takes the mark.
Nothing unusual about the way the Pies have set up. They've got Dacos, that's Josh Dacos and Houston across half back, and otherwise the same forwards as we expect with Mychek, Letstay and Membry.
So Nankervis kicked short to Blight. Didn't hear the umpire's call, which was play on, and he stepped out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw-in inside 50 for the Pies. As Nat mentioned, great crowd in here at Icon Park. Beautiful sunny day in Melbourne. And we're all enjoying that footy is back in February. From the throw-in, the tap, red vest by Trezise, but he's tackled and held up, and we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from Collingwood's goal.
Samson Ryan and Jacob Bauer, the deepest forwards for the Tigers.
And Curvis knocked it down. Dacos was taken off the footy illegally by Jack Ross, who looks like he's got the job tonight. And asking you shall receive, Joey. Inside the first couple of minutes, it'll be Nick Dacos to kick the Pies' first score of the season.
Yeah, I didn't really say anything groundbreaking, did I? Saying I was looking forward to seeing Nick Dacos play. I think he's just an incredible player. For me, right now, he's the best player in the competition coming in to season 2025. Clearly, Jack Ross just felt the pressure of Nick Dacos on the move around the stoppage, and it was a clear free kick.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. And Nick Dacos, All-Australian last year. Best and fairest for the first time at Collingwood as well. He's going to chip short. Unselfishly, Richmond switched off for about 5 seconds. And Bobby Hill got away from his man.
Yeah, it's just disappointing from Nathan Broad. Just a lack of communication there right through the middle. Bobby Hill was just able to come through. But again, it's just that a little bit of attention to detail early on, and especially at the start of the game. You're just wanting to make sure you switch on early.
We mentioned his performance last week for the Indigenous All-Stars. 4 goals. He was electric. He'll kick from 40 out, pretty much directly in front, straight through the middle. The Pies kick the first of the night. They're one straight 6. Tigers yet to score. It's all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And I reckon if you're Collingwood, you're sitting there. Nick Dacos has the ball about 40 metres out. You're gonna think if you're Richmond that he's going to go back and kick it. But you have a look at some of their small forwards in Collingwood with Bobby Hill, just his ability to move forward. Again, it was on just 10, 15 metre kick. So again, just great awareness from Nick Dacos to give the ball off, and a great finish from Bobby Hill, who finished with 4 goals in that Indigenous All-Stars game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a potent small forward line when you think about Lockie Schultz, Jamie Elliott, your boy McCreary and Bobby Hill floating around there. They're going to do some damage this year if they can get the ball in there nice and quick.
So the Pies with the first goal of the Amy Community Series clash here at Icon Park. Back in the middle, Darcy Cameron and Toby Nankervis tangle in ruck into the path of Dacos, who collects and scoots away, gives it to Cameron and then gets it back, chips out wide towards half forward. Beautiful delivery to Mychek. His 2 kicks from goal, left half forward, wheels around on the right, pumps it long into the Pies attack. Hands to it was Membry, the new recruit, couldn't bring down the mark. Ball to be won in the pocket for the Pies. Hill is lurking. Was he taken high? The umpire says no, ball up. 5 metres out from the Pies goal.
What about that Nick Dacos shark off the back of the packs there?
Yeah, he's, again, why he's so dangerous? He's just on the move at stoppages, so he was just able to clean it collectively. I'm doing it again.
She's got the
I've
yips.
got it early. I've got the yips.
We've got it in her head early on. Now she's starting to doubt herself. A pull up. 25 out from goal.
That's why we do these pre-season games. They're just blow the cop out, Jack. Get out of the system early.
This is
You got to laugh it off, don't you? This is good. It's been a few months.
So Collingwood doing all the attacking early. Side bottom on the wraparound. Now Nick Dacos could have handballed. Instead kicks a high ball up in the air, top of the goal square. Mytek was the only one that flew. Everyone else was too busy wrestling each other, and he marks 15 out directly in front.
Now it's been an eternity in the air. There was players everywhere looking at it. Mytek committed to it. It was Jacob Blight, his opponent, who tried to get the fist in, but just almost sort of mistimed his jump. Wasn't able to get any body work on. In the end, it was almost uncontested around about 10 players.
Only 11 games last year. Had a lot of issues with injury. He's a key cog in this Collingwood forward setup. They've got two in the first 5 minutes here at Icon Park. Two straight. Plays the Tigers no score, and it's all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
We're already seeing Nick Dacos wreak a bit of havoc. Ethan, and how many numbers he's had, but just he seems to be in everything at the moment. Floating around lurking.
Yeah, Triple M Red Zed lending stats. He has more disposals than Richmond do in the first 5 minutes. That tells you more than enough. 4 disposals, couple of clearances, been involved in both of the Collingwood goals.
Just 3 disposals for Richmond as a team so far. Not a good start. Can only get better from here for the Tigers.
Goal square.
So the Pies with a hot start and a warm February day. So much to look forward to ahead. The 2025 season, just a week or so away. Back in the middle from the restart. Tigers would love a clearance from this centre bounce, side bottom, trying to lock things up, and we'll get a secondary ball up. Still inside the centre circles.
Interesting to see side bottom playing inside. Start this one alongside Perryman and Nick Dacos.
From the ball up, the ball makes its way to the wing. Coming through strongly. Kicking it towards the boundary line. It's going to go out of play off the leg of Markov and be a free kick for insufficient attempt going to the Tigers' defensive side of the broadcast wing.
Put on the line. Put on the line.
It's a good minute to pick up Oleg Markov. He's gone the real sort of shipwrecked.
He's changed his look a little bit,
He's got a beard and
There's a few fresh
Castaway,
haircuts
sorry,
out
is the
there.
movies I'm thinking of. His best friend's now a basketball named Wilson. Oscar Elliott on the wing. Gets a little tumbler. Intercepted by Brown of the Tigers. Commentary side here at Icon Park. Hopper on the wing. Now starting to run out of options. Eventually goes back to short. He just hoists it as high and long as he possibly can. Darcy Cameron gets back into the hole. Combines with Houston. And now Howe at full back. A little tumbler.
Under pressure, and he may have turned it over as Trezise pounces, shoots towards goal. And it is away to the right-hand side for a mine of the Tigers' first score of the afternoon. It's the Pies 2 straight 12, leading Richmond 1 behind.
Well, that was a little bit more promising from Richmond. Again, they got their first inside 50, but it was Ryan Mansell. He had a chase down tackle that he just got his fingertips to the back of his opponent and caused the turnover and a shot on goal.
Look how quickly Collingwood transition this ball from full back to centre half forward in the space of about 15 seconds. Side bottom turns the corner. Another dangerous kick, long and direct. McCreary around the footy. There's Membry. Tackle to the ground. Floston has him. And a ball up in the right forward pocket. 8 minutes gone here at Icon Park. Collingwood 2 straight 12. Richmond 1 behind. Ethan Meldrum, Triple M Red Z lenders.
Yeah, Richmond just need to get their hands on it. Just the 8 disposals, only 1 clearance so far. Tom Brown with a couple of intercepts, their number 1 ranked player behind the ball at the moment.
Ball flung back into play. Nankervis with the tap. And Perryman swoops on it for the Pies, kicks towards the top of the square. It might have been touched. Membry gathers, snaps on his right. He's kicked the Pies third. Welcome to the Collingwood Footy Club, Tim Membry. And he gets himself on the score sheet, and this is a hot start to the Pies. 3 straight 18, leading Richmond 1 behind after 8.5 minutes in the opening quarter here at Icon Park.
And I think this is going to be a really shrewd pick-up for Collingwood, Tim Membry. He's still got some good football left in him, and I just think he's going to complement this Collingwood forward line. You could look across this forward line and say, I wouldn't be surprised if nobody kicked more than 40 goals, but they could have 5 or 6 players kick somewhere between 30 and 40. When you look across at the players they've got down there, I really like him. As we heard from Scott Pendlebury earlier, he's a leader. He's a really hard worker, a really popular member at St Kilda, and as you said, he knows how to find the goals, and he does have the ability to get up the ground and work hard. So looking forward to seeing him get some real opportunity early in the season.
Nat Unides, Bob Jane Teamarts.
Just keeping an eye on Reef McInnes. It looked like he landed awkwardly on his ankle. He's staying out there and he's trying to run it out, but he looks a little bit proppy down in defence.
A 17-point lead to Collingwood for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. Last night it was the Bombers winners over Geelong at GMHBA Stadium. 2 games to come tomorrow as we build up to next Thursday night. Here's Pendlebury off the back of the centre circle. It's a high ball and it's marked in defence for the Tigers by Jacob White. They're pretty keen on this youngster, Sarah. They think he's got a big future down back.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's one of the ones that I think Joey was sort of mentioning before around those players that need to stand up this year. I think he's got a big target on his back this year, that he is going to be one of the biggest improvers and exciting players to watch for Richmond.
He gets another touch, Blight, and receive the kick from Nankervis and then kick short to the outer wing. As the Tigers move it down to the centre wing, and McIntosh marks and chips inboard and finds Ross. Jason to the centre circles, gives it off to Vlostone, wants to hand it off to Nankervis, bombs it long into attack for Richmond. The flies from behind, Bauer brings it down, marks 20 metres out directly in front.
And this kid, Jacob Bauer, has a great set of hands on him. Now, he's slowly growing into his body. He's a tall, lanky kid, but when he puts a little bit of size on, he's just got an absolute great flight and read of the ball as well. So you watch him, he comes from the side of the pack in this occasion. He's now straight in front of goal, about 20 metres out, but he is one of those young players that are going to be so exciting to watch for Richmond.
It was a mid-season draft pickup a couple of seasons ago. He played 3 games for 4 goals in 2024. Here he is on the approach, directly in front. He guides it home, and that is the future of the Tigers right there. They get their first goal on the board. Collingwood 3 straight 18 leads Richmond 1-1-7, 11 travels first term.
It was a really good build-up from Richmond. It's what we see from a lot of teams from half-back. Just kick the ball around, find the free player, keep it moving, changing the angles. It was McIntosh's kicking board. And then at the right time, give the handball receive, break a line, and that's what they did with Vloston. It was Nankervis who set it up, and as Sarah touched on, this is what Jacob Bauer can do. That was right on Darcy Moore as well. So a terrific mark. We've seen glimpses of this young man's talents, and hopefully we see more of it this year.
That's the voice of the great Joey Montagna on Triple M footy. Sarah Hosking alongside him. Ethan Meldrum's got all of the Reds headlanders. Nat Unides downstairs for Bob Jane Teamarts. Jess Webster dominating already on debut here on Triple M footy. As we are underway, this crowd continues to build too. It's great. A few people coming in from work. A couple of Wednesday night shandies.
Yeah, absolutely. Food bank. Oh, they're going for the food bank game tonight. So I've got the Yips bat today, haven't I?
It's February.
Little pineapple, yeah. So any ticket sales tonight goes towards food bank. So it's a great cause as well.
Wonderful work for those who can't afford to have 3 meals a day. Free kick to Richmond. Samson Ryan in the ruck, another high long ball. Bauer asks some questions of Moore. Pendlebury's hands were elite. Here come the Pies from half-back. Dacos to Cameron, and now a little link up with Perryman, who goes wide at a crisp.
From the wing, kicks Collingwood to half forward to a 1-on-1. McCreary had to punch from behind against Banks, who had a bit of a fumble. McCreary goes in again, plenty of numbers around the footy. It's locked up inside the centre square.
Chased hard there though, Richmond. They did pretty well to apply the pressure. Pies looked like they were out, but Richmond had 5 or 6 armed forwards all chase up the ground and just do enough to force this stoppage.
Are you impressed with the pace early, Joey, from the Pies?
Oh yeah, this is what they're capable of. Certainly like the way they're playing at the moment.
From the restart in the middle, Mansell feeds it out to Banks at centre half back, throws it on the right boot and just kicks for territory towards the wing. A bouncing footy in front of Armstrong. One of the draftees, it's socked forward from Steely Green. He'll have to chase after his own footy inside forward 50. It rolls out of play and will have a ball in 40 metres around from the Tigers' goal.
Great experience for young Harry Armstrong playing on Darcy Moore in his first sort of real official hit out. Full forward, we know he's a talent, can kick a goal, gets out on the lead, takes a nice mark, and is a beautiful set shot for goal, and he'll take the ruck here inside 50.
Pick 23 from last year's draft. Another young Tiger with big raps. They build towards the future. Another ball up. Nat Unides, Bob Jane Teamarts.
Yeah, Reef McInnes is just getting his ankle re-strapped. So it's a left ankle at the moment, but the physio has given the bench the thumbs up, and it looks like he's going to come back on.
Nicely done that. And a secondary stoppage. About 25 around from Richmond's goal. If you have just joined us, Collingwood kicked the first 2 in 5 minutes of footy here at Icon Park, but Richmond have just started to get a little bit of a look at this game as well, and they'll get the ball back through Jaden Short, who marks the clearing kick. That's 60 out from the Tigers' goal. He's going to hoist it to the top of the goal square. It carries in the breeze and off a couple of sets of hands and through for a rush behind. The Tigers 1-2-8. Collingwood 3 straight on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Able to see what Richmond are trying to do. You can see when they get the ball inside 50, they really want to lock it in. They press up high and see if they can get some forward pressure. So we've seen glimpses of it so far.
And I feel like they're just starting to settle into the game a little bit more as well. Even out the inside 50 count too.
Outside 5.
The Pies work it to left half back. Reece McInnes is marked 5 metres in from the boundary line. Bomb it long down the wing to a big pack. Getting across Samson Ryan with a fist and thumps it out of play into the crowd. Quite a big crowd here at Icon Park. We're going to have a ball in on centre wing.
It's a big year for Samson Ryan. Been in the system for a while now. He's another one that's just showed glimpses and teased at times that really needs to step up now and take some more responsibility.
He's going to get his chances.
Not 15, play on.
Heard the call. As always, umpires mic'd up exclusively here on Triple M Footy. No 15. A host of players around this ball on the outer side.
Watch out the back, please.
Goals to Hill and memory of the Pies. Jacob Bauer, the only goal scorer for the Tigers tonight so far, who trail by 10 points off the turnover. Shields just slams it on the boot and it bounces inside forward 50. First there is Miller for the Tigers. He read it well and lays a short kick off to Taranto.
Wearing a new number in 2025. Ben Miller was number 46. There's quite a few jumper changes out there today. Mostly for the Tigers. The long kick to the wing. Brought to ground by McIntosh. Collected by Dacos. He's tackled strongly into the turf by Hopper. And we're going to have a ball up on the wing.
And it's great to see Jacob Hopper out there at the moment. He had a bit of troubles last year and since he arrived at Richmond with some injuries. So hoping that he can get a good run at the season.
Another one in a new jumper, number 2, which is what he wore at GWS. Pies by 10 from the ball up. Campbell collects in the centre of Icon Park for Richmond. Hands it off to Hopper and then to Short, who kicks up towards half forward now. It's opened up for the Tigers as Sonsi marks. 55 out. Low kick inside forward 50 and they've got another mark. This time it is Steely Green who can line up for a shot at goal. 45 metres out. Slight angle to the right.
And again, Steely Green's one of those young, exciting players, but he's extremely quick. He'd be one of the quickest on Richmond's list. I've watched him, for the last 5 minutes just work his way around the ground. His pace on him, he just had the right awareness to turn around at the right time and pop out for a short little kick.
21-year-old West Australian. Long run up. He starts his approach from 60 metres out, crosses the paint of 50, lets it fly towards goal. Got good purchase on the kick, but it's fading late and through for a minor score. Collingwood 3 straight 18, Richmond 1-3-9. And we played 17 minutes in this opening term at Icon Park.
Well, the major ball winners, Heath. Fred said Lendy.
Major ball winners. Nick Dacos still up the top with 6. Pat Lipinski with the 6 as well for Richmond. Tom Brown, not the former Triple M employee, but the 4. Jaden Short as well, 4 kicks.
That would be Tom Brown. Tom Brown.
Yeah, you got to say that name twice. For Richmond, Tom Brown, you just say once.
Oleg Markov at half-back. Changes direction. In the air for a while, and then Jeremy Howe missed Quaynor driving by. And then Richmond missed Armstrong, who was on the way to goal. Ball loose, 45 out. Rioli, his handball intercepted. Dacos pops it out into the path of Pendlebury. Then Nick Dacos follows up. Has his brother Josh driving by in the middle of Icon Park. Low and flat to Bobby Hill. If they're going to play like this season, Joey, they're going to be fun to watch.
Well, when you got Nick Dacos, it makes it easy. I don't know. It was like he was a magician. He won the ball and then he handballed it. And next minute, he was receiving the handball back in front of the contest.
He gave a handball off. Houston on the run. Buries it. His teammates get around him. He gets his first look in the black and white. And Collingwood's 4th of the night. Their 4th straight 24. It's the Tigers 1-3-9 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, it's where they're looking so dangerous. As Joey just mentioned, it's Dacos to Dacos to Dacos. They just run from half-back all the way through, deliver the ball inside 50 to Bobby Hill. And again, that ability for Dan Houston to be able to run off half-back, but also get that handball received just on the inside of 50. He's absolutely slotted that.
Little gift in your first game with the new club.
Don't mind that. He puts a finger up. He's happy about it.
And no doubt they'll be trying to do that for their new recruits, get them involved in the game early as well, and 2 of them have got goals on the board. So the Pies edge out to a 15-point lead here as we tick towards time on in the opening quarter. Back in the middle we go. Again, Dacos involved. Red at best, gives it off to side bottom. Here goes Josh Dacos, gives it off to Quainer on the run from the wing. Bombs it to full forward for Collingwood. Elliott couldn't complete the mark. Recovers to give it to Perryman. They're on in the square. Membry's all alone, and he's kicked his second. Lightning quick from Collingwood out of the middle. They're out to a 21-point lead. 5 straight 30 leads Richmond 139.
Well, that's their 4th stoppage goal. That was out of the centre bounce, and we can really see now in this first quarter this bounce off half-back that they were so accustomed to and why they were the best team in the competition a couple of years ago. It was Josh Dacos first. Quaynor just put the head down and took off, and in the end he kicked the ball forward of centre, and then the Pies from there were able to play it out and get another nice easy finish.
Yeah, it's all the contest numbers at the moment. The Pies are dominating Red Z lending stats. As you were talking about, 4 goals from stoppage, 9 clearances to 4, plus 9 contested ball already in this game for the Pies.
And you have a look at those centre bounces. I think Nick Dacos has had at least 2 of them, if not 3. So, you know, I watch him, what he's done around that stoppage, and he's just allowed the time and space to run around the back of the stoppage.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Pies impressive in their opening outing.
Yeah.
5 straight goals in 20 minutes. A classic night for footy. Richmond, with this young, inexperienced team, are learning some lessons the hard way. Broad at half-back combines with Trezise, and they concede a little bit of ground to rebuild Richmond. Down the outer side, Rioli had 3 to beat.
Richmond.
Was blocked out.
Rioli.
Collingwood didn't need to do that. Free kick will go the Tigers' way. Rioli plays on quickly.
End zone.
The Tigers kick to a dangerous area. Ryan in good position, couldn't mark. Ball hits the ground then. Curvis got it back to Ryan. He's tackled straight away. Josh Dacos goes underground with a handball. Darcy Moore had it snatched away. Armstrong rolls it towards goal. And a minor score for the Tigers, so a 1-4-10. Collingwood 5 straight 30 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Quick to play on from the kick in. The Pies work it towards the wing over the head of Membry. Had a couple to beat, but he gets a push. Advantage is paid. Hoskin Elliott takes off, gives it to Bo McCreary. They're at right half forward, the Pies. McCreary kicks it long to a 1-on-1 in the square. Bobby Hill, the Tiger Broad, right there with him. Did all the hard work in the last line of defence. Gives it off to Blight. They're still under pressure. The Tigers. In comes Bo McCreary. Tries to soccer it forward. Still inside the centre square. He turns tackler, locks things up inside the centre square.
It was a great contest from Nathan Broad, having to run away against the footy, not giving away front on free kick, but did enough to stop the mark from Bobby Hill.
Hear a little bit more from Nathan Broad at half-time, Joey. We spoke to him on the rush hour today. Had some interesting things to say. McStay snatches it out of the ruck and hoists it over his shoulder for a goal. They're sharing the love inside this Collingwood forward 50. 6 straight 36 now. The Tigers 1-4-10 after 22 minutes on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It's actually their 4th stoppage goal from inside the forward 50. So normally you concede about 1.5 in a game on average, and Richmond have already conceded 4 from this part of the ground from a stoppage in the first quarter. So that's something already Adam Uze can work on and the group can look at. It's getting some pretty easy looks now. I'm looking forward to hearing from Nathan Broad. Jack, has he gotten over Nathan Brown, not knowing that he was playing one day when we interviewed him pre-game?
Yeah, he did too.
Nathan Brown asked Broady when he'd be back, and Nathan Broad said, "What are you talking about? I'm playing in about an hour. I've given up my time pre-game to chat to you boys."
Thought I'd come and have a chat, yeah.
Got shot down by Nathan, so glad he's still a friend of the family.
Come on, mate.
You guys keep voyeurish seats. I love it.
Yeah.
Back in the middle we go. Side bottom Red the tap best. He's stripped to the footy, and that's going to be holding the footy. And free kick to the Tigers. Hopper races towards half forward, gets around Perryman, his former teammate at GWS, pumps it long to the teeth of goal. Samson Ryan in the pack, but Darcy Moore takes the mark. Last line of defence for Collingwood.
Got a little bit of criticism at times last year, Darcy Moore. Joey, was it fair?
Yeah, it's always an interesting one. The way he plays, I suppose, sometimes does leave him open for criticism because he is so aggressive. You know, it is his strength. It is why he's been an All-Australian. But at times, he does give a bit of leg rope and can leave himself a bit vulnerable. Very good player, though.
Absolutely. Jeremy Howe from half-back. His kick goes off hands And out of bounds, Ethan Meldrum, Reds Head Lenders.
Yeah, what Richmond are doing, they are cracking into their credit. Pressure factor was around the 170 mark in yesterday's game for both teams. AFL average, of course, 180. Richmond's is 201. So, despite the scoreboard, they are cracking in at this game at the moment.
And you can visually see that. They are swarming in numbers, trying to get after Collingwood, but at the moment it's got a bit too much class, the Pies.
Ball in on the wing. Dacos tried to soccer it off the deck. It comes away. The Tigers. A hat kick towards half forward is intercepted by Oleg Markov. He's called to play on. Chips it short, looking for Nick Dacos. Had to try and collect on the bounce, couldn't do so. In comes Morris Rioli wearing his famous dad's number 17. Pops it over into the path of Ryan Mansell. Collects in the left forward pocket. The dribbler towards goal is sensational. No, it's touched by Darcy Moore as it wobbled through. Saves the day for Collingwood. That would have been something to get us up and about in February. But it is a minor score. Collingwood 6 straight 36. Richmond 1-5-11.
And I know I mentioned it before, but Ryan Mansell is one of those players that I think he's going to take his game to the next level. He's had nearly 2 looks tonight and he's looked really dangerous. He's just got that evasive skill, a little bit like a Shea Bolton.
It was good for them last year, Richmond. Top 10 in their best and fairest, but he looks primed, as you said, Hosco. McIntosh with a couple of tricks. Handballs to short. Kicks from a standing start from 49. He's just off to the left as well. So they pepper away, Richmond. 1-6-12 now on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Collingwood 6 straight 36. They've had their chances, the Tigers, in the opening quarter.
Yeah, they're definitely looking at it. They're getting the ball in now. It's just a matter of what they're doing with it. They're having a few looks, a couple from the outside. Again, they're just under pressure or just that little bit off their step when they are kicking the ball.
Long kick in from McInnes to half back. To a pack. It's knocked out of play and they're going to have a ball up at left half forward for Richmond. Trail Collingwood by 24 points as we get close to quarter time here at Icon Park. The sun's setting and it's giving AFLW vibes, Hosco. The sun in our eyes here in the commentary box.
Just go quiet for about 10 minutes until it goes down.
Just 2.5 months ago we were here for the AFLW Grand Final. From the ball in, it ricochets towards the boundary line and we'll do it all again, this time closer towards the interchange gates.
2.5 months ago. It doesn't feel like that long ago, does it?
No, not enough holidays.
I was going to say, it's also the last time Sarah worked. 2.5 months ago. So one long summer. We're all very jealous. Tackled by Dow. Got him in the back of Perryman. Umpire said play on. Clean pick up by Jaden Short. Little sideways kick.
Outside 5.
Goes next to the centre circle.
Good.
Richmond more direct this time around and it works. Good decision. Here's Mansell on the lead. 47 out, 45-degree angle.
Clear out.
Well, Hosco's claimed
Clear
him
out the back.
and she's all over it at the
Clear out
moment.
the
He has
back.
been lively.
Move out,
Looks like he's
Camden
playing
now.
really as a deep forward. I'm not sure if that's something they're going to persist with. I know he's always been a sort of forward player, but really playing deep at the moment and giving them some options.
As I mentioned, he plays a little bit like a Shea Bolton, so he can get up on someone's shoulders, but he's also got the ability and the speed to, again, play at ground level and be dangerous and attacking.
21 goals last season. As we head towards quarter time, he runs around and opens up the angle and thumps it long. And just misses.
And again, I reckon he's one that is a little bit unlucky to miss out on the Indigenous All-Stars game as well. I know that he was disappointed that he wasn't playing, but if anything, I don't know about you, Joey, but when you kind of get a knock like that, it just makes you want to train harder and be a better player.
Howe from the kick in, had a couple of bounces. Kick short to Quainer at left half back. Kicks up towards Darcy Moore through his hands. Samson Ryan hand passes a direct turnover. And the Pies take off. Chris gives it to Nick Dacos. Has side bottom in support on the outer wing. Chips up towards half forward. To Bobby Hill, who's marked just inside the field of play at left half forward.
What's Jack Chris running game tally now, Eve?
At the moment, not so much. Hasn't really found too much of the footy. 3 disposals to him. Very even spread, to be fair, for the Pies.
Yours.
Didn't give you a lot there, Heath, did he? Really set.
No, I meant how many games in a row, consecutive games.
Oh, the word consecutive would have been important. Yes,
Well, in that case, it's 237. I can help you with that.
I've got the yips, remember. I'm just trying to find my word still.
This is why we do pre-season games for all of us, I suppose. Chris. Little fumble from Hill. Nankervis was a little cleaner. So now they open up the outer side. Seth Campbell's been lively early. Hemmed in, they come back in board. Productive build-up to Taranto. And now his good mate Hopper on the wing.
This is where Richmond have looked a lot more dangerous, is when they've got the patient build-up through the corridor, they chip it around. and then find that direct kick inside 50.
Broad pumps it long to the teeth of goal. Darcy Moore is there to save the day once again. Handballs it to Lipinski, back in board to Dan Houston. Gets around Samson Ryan. In the right back pocket, loads up and bombs it long to the wing. Tigers have the numbers. They kill the contest. It goes out of play for a ball in between wing and half forward. Tigers into attack. They trail the Pies by 23 points.
Yeah, we are certainly seeing a style from Richmond, building the ball up and then locking it in their forward half. They have played a lot of the game in the after the first 5 minutes or so in their forward half of the ground.
Inside 50s, Heath, Red Z Lending.
Yeah, Richmond lead them 13-10, 8 forward half intercepts to 1 as well.
They kicked 1 goal 7, as we've mentioned. It could be a different looking scoreboard. Mansell, kamikaze as he attacked that pack. Ball spills out to Steely Green, just outside 50. Taranto. Quick hands to Mansell. It's been lively. Taranto once more, 50 out from goal. They ran out of room and Collingwood starts a rebound, but a rare miss from Jamie Elliott. And Nathan Broad's got it at left half forward.
Collingwood by 23. Broad kicks on the 45 to Jaden Short. 70 metres out from goal. Pretty crowded forward 50. Just kicks it to a dangerous position. Samson Ryan comes out from full forward, knocked away by Moore and collected by Quainer. Gets it on the left, exits the danger zone. It gets out of play as Banks sees it over the line. We'll have a throw in at right half forward for Richmond.
A minute left in this first quarter.
Sorry, Jack's going to pause. They've had trouble getting out of their back half. When they have got it through, they've scored every time, but they've found it tough at times as well with the way Richmond are really pressing hard forward and getting after the Pies defenders.
Thrown in, 60 around from Richmond's goal. They kick to the legend stand in here at Icon Park. The Tigers, again, great kick to the right area. Just running underneath it was Bauer. And holding the ball will go Collingwood's way. He's having an almost first quarter, Jacob Bauer, isn't he?
He is. He just misread the flight of that ball. Just got under it a little bit and the ball went over his head. But as I mentioned, typically he is. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. I reckon it is the sunset.
Houston looking a little sore. He chips to the pocket to Quainer. And then chips it forward to Markov. Kick towards Lipinski, not the required distance. Has to hurry the kick down the line towards a pack on the wing. Coming out to meet it. McStay got hands to it, no mark, and close to the line is Brown for the Tigers. He's pushed over and we'll have a ball in on the wing in front of the 2 interchange gates. Collingwood by 23 points as we tick down towards quarter time.
It's all happening on Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Plenty of positives for both teams to take out of this opening term. And it's the Pies who are going to take a healthy lead into the first break. Richmond might get one last look at it. Jaden Short from the wing kicks to a one-on-one. Big fly over the back from Jacob Bauer, who was on New Zealand time. He went that early. And it's quarter time here at Icon Park. Collingwood leading 6 straight 36 to Richmond 1-7-13. They shared the goals around. Tim Membry's got a couple, and then all singles after that. We've got a ripping call team assembled tonight. Joey Montagna and Sarah Hosking are blowing all the cobwebs out. Ethan Meldrum's got all the Red Z lenders. Nat Unidi's downstairs for Bob Jane T-Marts. Jess Webster flying on debut here on Triple M Footy. And I'm Jack Heverin for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie.
The US, for the first time, has more unprovoked shark attacks than Australia. They are asleep at the wicket.
There's more meat on an American.
It's like a small.
It's like
that's why they're better.
The sharks are like, go to America. The servings are so much bigger.
They're like a share plate.
Start your day with Mick in the Morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
4 out of 5 young people impacted by cancer feel distressed and alone. But there's a flip side to cancer, thanks to Canteen. Help Canteen provide life-changing support for young people impacted by cancer. Get involved at canteen.org.au.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 will only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tile store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
The Lowdown. Around town. The number of things you can get with Prime Superfast free same-day delivery is over 1 million. Free same-day delivery. It's on Prime. For Prime members on eligible orders over $49 in selected areas. The Lowdown. If money feels a little wild, NAB is right there with you. From budgeting for your weekly shop to saving for your yearly holiday, whatever matters to you, NAB can help wrangle it. NAB, more than money. The Lowdown. Around town.
Somewhere over the Tasman.
What kind of ticket are you on? Seat only, so I can skip the baggage carousel and get out to meet the family. You?
I went with Works Flexi, means I can change my flight last minute and skip the family altogether.
Seats to suit every traveller. Air New Zealand. That's how we fly.
Tell the sun to get I'm trying to sleep if you don't mind. Tell the sun to get and block out the light. Screen away blinds. Screen away blinds. If you're working in the night, sleeping through the day, sun shining through your window and it just won't go away. Tell the sun to get and block out the light. Screen away blinds. Screen away blinds.
Energy bill got you cowering in fear? At Tango Energy, we get it. Life's expensive. That's why we're making bill time easier on your wallet with our low rates. Right now, Tango has some shockingly low rates on offer. And we've made the switch easier than ever with our online sign-up that takes just 2 minutes. Plus, with no lock-in contracts or exit fees, why wait? You could start saving now. Visit tangoenergy.com to see the rates for yourself.
Tango Energy.
Hi, Jess here from Woolworths with my fresh favourites. Favourable weather in growing regions means we're seeing a good supply of vibrant capsicums right now. Choose capsicums with a smooth, glossy skin and store in your crisper until ready to eat. Grapes are also thriving in the hotter temperatures, and plenty of summer sun means juicy red grapes are bursting with flavour right now. Finally, ideal growing conditions are continuing to deliver an abundance of continental cucumbers. That's your Fresh Market Update.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Hi, this is Luke Darcy. We're experiencing a minor technical glitch right now, but our techs are on top of it. We'll get back to the game ASAP as Triple M rocks football.
It's Dacos. His handball over the top, Taranto. And half forward, welcome back to Icon Park. Tigers looking for the first goal of the second quarter. Jaden Short kicks long, but Isaac Quaynor is there. Tucks it under the arm and runs away. Good chase from Rioli. Applied a bit of pressure, but it's Markov. Looping handball to Crisp. And now Collingwood get the corridor through Pendlebury. Back to the hard-running Crisp. Short kick to centre-half forward. Elliott marks. His kick is over the head of McStay. The build-up up until then had been really good. The ball rolls out of bounds in the right forward pocket. Collingwood 6 straight 36. Richmond 1-7-13 after a couple of minutes in this second quarter. Joey Montagna, Sarah Hosking on Triple M footy.
Hey, Richmond have been really competitive after the first 5 or 6 minutes. They get inside their forward 50. Their forward pressure's been excellent, and they've really challenged Collingwood's defenders. But when Collingwood have got through, they've looked really lively.
From the ball in, Tigers work it out. It ends up into the hands of Blight in the pocket, who exits the danger zone, but it might be chopped off. Getting hands to it was Chris, no mark. At the fall of the ball, Campbell hands it off to Short. Chips it up towards the wing. A lovely, well-worded pass to Green. Open forward, 50 for Richmond at work with. And the kick is a great one. It finds Bauer 15 metres out from goal slide angle to the left.
Well, again, now Bauer's got another opportunity. He's had a few near misses, but again, just his running patterns there. He came from the other side of the ground. He ran about 100 metres to get into the forward 50, but it was from Seth Campbell, Steely Green. It was their pace to get onto the ball through the middle of the corridor that just allowed them to get that long kick over, but a great quick transition from Richmond out of their half-back.
So from the ball in inside the defensive 50, coast to coast, Kabala cap it off. He does. He pops through his second. And Richmond's second goal of the contest. It is Collingwood 6 straight 36, leading Richmond 2-7, 19, 3.5 minutes played in the second quarter on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Very good, Jess. No, they deserve that, Richmond. They needed some reward for effort because, as we just mentioned, they had been chipping away. 1 goal, 7 before that. They actually lead. What are the inside 50s, Ethan? Richmond are clearly leading that statistic, 19-11.
Yeah, dominating on the red sets.
So they needed to get some nourishment on the scoreboard for the work they have been putting in, and this time it was probably their best passage of play from a ball movement perspective from half-back. We saw some nice passages where they controlled the ball a bit more, but on that occasion they were able to get out the back behind Collingwood's defence, and Bauer has been lively.
The other one who looks like he's been involved a lot in the score involvements is Jaden Short. Can you give us a little number there from him, Heath?
Yeah, game high, 5 score involvements from his 9 disposals. He's been electric.
He's been involved in a lot of the chains.
Dacos crashes the pack out of the centre. Kicks the half forward for McDonald's and Ream. Hot water, Triple M rocks footy. Membry couldn't mark, and Trezise, the left footer. Smart kick to Miller. Their ball movement, Joey, you've highlighted it. It's good. They spread, they use it well. They're playing to some sort of system here.
Yeah, they are. And again, they're just building it up. This is what we see from the Brisbane Lions and Sydney, just changing angles, and here they go again.
They've worked it into the centre of Icon Park as McIntosh marks adjacent to the centre circles, kick out wide into the path of Broad. Under pressure by Crisp, hand passes over his head to Vlosten. At right half forward, spear and kick up towards the arc through the hands of Green. It gets out the back. Cameron trying to keep it alive. And he's tackled over the line by Armstrong. We'll have a ball inside forward 50 for Richmond.
Young Harry Armstrong there. He's laid a couple of tackles in this game so far. Get after it.
It's big, isn't he? 195 centimetres.
Still got a bit to grow into his body as well.
Yep. There he is tackling Darcy Cameron, who almost threw that. Got away with it. Lipinski at fullback for Collingwood. Spreads it wide into the back pocket. Josh Dacos has it. Nat Unides, Bob Jane team-ups.
There's quite a few players that we haven't seen in this game just yet. Jack, so for Collingwood, Will Parker, Ed Allen, Billy Frampton and Ned Long are the players that are still sitting on the bench. McAuliffe for Richmond, Trainer and Fawcett and Sims. Of course, we've got extended benches in these community series matches. 8 people on the bench.
Great work, Nat. It was a hot afternoon. The cool changes come through now, but you'd think that both teams will have a look at everyone tonight as Mychek takes a strong mark in front. Man on the mark's 52 metres out. He thought about having a shot instead. Kicks a flat ball into the pocket. It finds no one in particular. It rolls out of bounds underneath the legend stand here at Icon Park.
And again, this is where Richmond, they'd like to tighten up a little bit around the stoppages, because we know that Collingwood have had 4 goals from stoppages so far.
Collingwood by 17. Ball back into play.
Play on.
Cameron palms it down. Dacos couldn't take it with him. Picked up by Trezise. A short in support in the pocket. A hurry kick around the corner underneath Elliott. Couldn't bring in the mark. Brown collects for the Tigers. He's wrapped up. We've got a ball up at left half forward on the paint of 50. It is Collingwood by 17 points.
Have it back, please.
By Nathan Williamson, throws it up. That's high.
Contact, Richmond.
On Nankervis.
Stand, Darcy.
Second time this quarter. Darcy Cameron's given away a high free kick on Nank.
And the Tigers skipper has got some runners right in front of the interchange bench. One of them is Tim Taranto, best and fairest from 2 seasons ago.
Play on. Yours.
And Rioli playing from behind. The kick didn't really suit him. Darcy Moore got there first and bounds away. Nick Dacos doing whatever he likes, as is Pendlebury in season number 20. Looks sharp and he looks focused. Has Mychek 60 metres out from goal. Kick will go to the hot spot. McStay didn't fly, and the Tigers defenders kill that footy. Collingwood 6-1-37. Richmond 2-7-19 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It's Collingwood by 23 at quarter time, and inaccurate Richmond so far. And we've got the only goal of the second quarter through Bauer, who's got a couple as Vlosto from the kick in. Sends it long to a pack on the wing. Samson Ryan did well, worked his way to the front of the pack and takes the contested grab. Defensive side of the broadcast wing. Short screaming for it. He decides to handball to Hopper under pressure. And passes backwards to Ryan. He's also under pressure by McCreary. Gets it out to Short from halfback for the Tigers. A neat kick inboard finds McIntosh.
Well, the Tigers veterans. This is Nankervis. Should have marked on the wing, and then it's bailed out a little bit. with a free kick for a high tackle. Saw it on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
Move it on. Play on.
6-1 plays 2-7. Collingwood leading in Wednesday night footy. Rioli brought the ball to ground.
Interference, Collingwood.
And then the Pies will get a free kick for interference. As we see Jacob Bauer a bit slow to get up. What do you think the forward line will look like for Richmond this year, Sarah?
Well, I think you got to take a look. Hopefully, we've still got Tom Lynch to come back as well. So, you know, I think I like the way that they're playing at the moment with their smalls. I think they're going to rely a lot on that forward pressure as well. You've got Morris Rioli, as I mentioned, Ryan Mansell as well to come through. Seth Campbell, he's had a few games last year as well, bit of a build-up. But then, you know, I think your likes of Jacob Bauer, he should get a look at some stage this season too.
Collingwood switch play, work it to the outer wing. Oleg Markov was copped one high. He'll take the free kick. Chips in board to Pendlebury. He's now to centre wing, City side. Short kick forward to Nick Dacos. A couple of kicks from goal. Crowded forward 50, wants to poke it short to his brother Josh. Mark 52 metres out from Collingwood's goal. Quick to play on. Crosses the paint of 50, lets it fly towards goal. Brilliant finish. And Collingwood have their 7-1-43 to Richmond, 2-7-19. Almost 10 minutes travelled in the second quarter on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Nick Dacos, 16th disposal. He's had 6 score involvements. He's been doing as he pleases, 4 clearances. But it's been a noticeable shift, Collingwood, this quarter. They've really made an emphasis to try and switch the ball. So I think at quarter time, the coaching group identified that Richmond's forward press, which we said had been really strong, was quite narrow. They were all getting sort of in line with the footy, and I think they've identified that if they can switch and get it out to the open side, Richmond have to work really hard to get out there to try and cover, and it's been able to get Collingwood some really nice opportunities in their forward zone.
Collingwood square. Josh, very upset.
Always just seem to have this happy knack of knowing where each other are, Nick and Josh Dacos. Third in last year's best and fairest. Won it 2 years ago.
It's crazy to think you're going to see this for at least another 10 years as well.
Yep. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Wednesday night at Icon Park as the Amy Community Series rolls on in the lead up to round 0 next week. Tigers win the clearance and handball their way inside 50. Nankervis on the end of it. Don't often see the big man on the run like that. And he sprays it across the face for a behind.
That's why Ruck should always give the ball off. He was on his own though, give him credit.
From the kick in, the Pies work it to McInnes. Kick goes over the head of Darcy Cameron. And Trezar's marks out the back and chips inboard. Finds Jaden Short on the wing. Kicks into the centre square through the hands of Nankervis. Palms off Elliott. Share it around by hand to Banks to Short, who just bangs it on the right. Inside forward 50, big fly Mansell. That's what he's capable of doing. He reels it in, 40 metres out directly in front.
Shea Bolton-like, sitting on heads. You did say it, and you can see the similarities, and you're right. He did get a good run and jump. Poor Dan Houston's copped a couple now in this game, his first time in Collingwood jumper, and that was a nice mark.
Hold that line.
We have a look at the high play. Bobby Hill's just giving Ryan Mansell a little bit of lip as well. He's got a little smirk on his face.
Probably said not as good as Malt.
Yeah.
Ryan Mansell, and he comes from 45 in front. He drills it. He gets his first goal of the evening here at Icon Park. And Richmond draw back to within 17 points. Collingwood 7-1-43. Richmond 3-8-26. 12 minutes travelled in the second term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, again, it came off the back of another forward half turnover. I'll get Ethan to have a look at those numbers in a moment, but it was the kick out from McInnes, Reef McInnes it was, who was trying to go short to Darcy Cameron. It got chopped off from Richmond, and again, they were able just to build it up, get their numbers in the forward half, drive it in. But this time they were able to take a contested mark, which gave them that better look for goal.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z landing stats. 11 forward half intercepts already for the Tigers. Collingwood with just the one. First time they've actually converted from one of those. They kicked 5 behinds from their previous 10. So now 1 goal's 5 from their 11 forward half intercepts. Finally got one on the board.
And I did mention Shea Bolton before. He was the leading goal kicker for Richmond in 2024, but Ryan Mansell was second leading goal kicker with 21 goals. So again, I see him stepping up as one of Richmond's key forward targets this season.
That's the voice of Sarah Hosking, Richmond star of the AFLW, alongside Joey Montagna for Seabus Super. Any special comments all season long. Richmond has just said, have got it back to 17 points. And a couple of times it looked as though Collingwood were going to run away with it. But this young Tigers team are hanging around. Ryan drops a mark. He probably should have taken about 30 out from goal. Kick didn't travel the required distance. And maybe a free kick again. Steele's side bottom. Tackle is a little high on the shoulder of Thompson Dow. Get a chance to take themselves even closer here, Richmond.
Yeah, just again, applying the pressure, forcing Collingwood to try and create something short, and they get another look at it. And inside 50 count now, Ethan, is really strong in the Tigers' favour.
Yeah, 24 to 15.
Wow.
I feel like they've also been able to get on top of stoppages a little bit more this quarter.
Dow will have to kick from right on 50 into that swirly breeze that Nat told us about. Fly from the Tigers in the goal square. Everyone's trying to take a hanger tonight. It's through for a rush behind. Heath, Red Zed Lending.
Yeah, of course, Collingwood early jump with the clearances. They led 9-4 at one point, but you're spot on, Sarah. 7-2, the Tigers lead it in this second quarter.
Houston with the kick-in duties for the Pies. Runs his full measure and kicks to the broadcast wing to a big pack. And Blight used his body to edge out Cameron. Couldn't complete the mark. It spills to Banks, who chips backwards to short. His mark just defensive side of the broadcast wing. Collingwood by 16. Short winds up and kicks it long towards the top of 50. Coming across and spoiling it away was McInnes. Close to the boundary line. Pendlebury under pressure as Ross sends him over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in at right half forward for Richmond. Collingwood by 16.
Collingwood rock. Tomorrow it's Brisbane and Adelaide from 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Future champion Brett Thomas, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon will be there for the defending champions, the Brisbane Lions, up against the Crows. And then Friday it's the Giants and Carlton from the nation's capital. Pendlebury off to McCreery. Long sweeping handball was absolutely spot on. He put it into the path of Schultz, who couldn't do the same for Myercheck. And Jacob Blight comes across and takes a good mark. He read it well.
He did. He just came off his player as well to read the ball really well. Again, I mentioned he's going to be one of those exciting players. He's improved a lot in the off-season. He's put in a mountain of work and had a good pre-season.
Blight flares it out wide to Ryan. Hugged up against the boundary line. Kicks long to a contest on the wing. Off hands, close to the line. Trying to keep it alive as Trezise follows up and tries to gather it again. This time it spills to Nick Dacos and he takes off. You cannot give him too much room to move. Spearing pass into the centre was a beauty. Finds Schulz. Defensive side of halfway. They want to use the outer side. Kicks over towards Lipinski on the outer wing. Inside 50 they go to Myercheck. Knocked away from him by Blight. They scrap for it at half forward. Coming through Campbell. Bobby Hill on his hammer. Ball ricocheting between a number of players. It gets out the back. Side bottom laying a tackle. Coming through Lipinski. Gives it to Josh Dacos. And chips up towards half forward and finds Membry in space just outside forward 50.
He's kicked two already, Tim Membry. A delisted free agent from St Kilda. After 293 goals, Collingwood have got him for free. Houston high up and under top of the goal square. Myercheck the target. Ryan came across and bashed it away from him. Classy spin from Dow. Tigers in the back pocket. Broad will have to kick on his left foot. Howe with the fist. Now McIntosh at ground level. Handballs off to Jack Ross. Still inside defensive 50 here, Richmond. They haven't cleared the area. And now Josh Dacos got it back just as he was being tackled. Hoskin Elliott will fly. But there's a free kick before that. It'll be Collingwood's. And it'll be Brody Myercheck. Harvey Norman replay will tell us the story.
Yeah, well, they had been defending well. Blight, a couple of efforts, and they were hanging in there. But then this time, Blight just lost sight of the ball. He turned and faced Myercheck, who probably played it up a little bit looking at the Harvey Norman replay.
A little bit. He played it up a lot.
Umpire fell for it.
Should have no dramas from here, Brody Myercheck. And he kicks his second. Collingwood pushed that lead back out to 22 points. They're 8-1-49, Richmond 3-8-26. 18 minutes gone on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And he'd be kicking himself there, Jacob Blight, because he had at least two other efforts earlier on in the last 2 minutes that arguably saved a goal for Richmond. So again, just that little moment where he's, as you mentioned, it's a little bit there, but he's definitely put some mayo on at Brody Mychek.
But it's also heads-up play from Brody Mychek. He knew that Blight had taken his eyes off the ball, he'd fronted him, so he knew then any contact would be awarded a free kick, so that's why Mychek's such a smart footballer.
Pies by 23 points at quarter time. The margin now at 22. As we tick towards time on in the second quarter here at Icon Park with the sun setting behind us. A beautiful night for footy. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks footy from the restart. McStay couldn't take it with him. Coming through Perriman, he caught one high. And in fact, it's a free kick going the other way. And 50 metres. So I think it might have been a free kick for perhaps a hold. And Perriman might not have given the ball back in sufficient time, so it's a 50-metre penalty, and that will march Ross to within scoring range.
It's a little bit unfortunate there, just watching the Harvey Norman replay. I think Perriman did think that it was a free kick for Dan Houston. I think every player thought it was too, so they all set up, but again, umpires not taking any of it tonight.
Restricted to just 7 games last year, Jack Ross with a foot injury. And the approach here, directly in front, 30 metres out, pokes at it. And just sneaks it home. And pegs one back for the Tigers. They're staying in touch. Collingwood 8-1, 49. Richmond 4-9, 33. 19 and a half travelled in the second term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, there's definitely been some really promising signs from Richmond as well. I'm really liking, as we mentioned a number of times, their ball movement coming through from half back, but the way that they're working it around. Joey mentioned before, they're switching lanes and changing sides in order to get the ball in. And then they're looking really lively and dangerous once they're hitting inside forward 50. Mansell's been lively, Bowers looking lively, and then your Smalls in Steely Green as well. So I'm really impressed at the moment with what they've been able to do, and considering they've got 9 points on the board as well.
What are the numbers telling us, Heath? Red Z Lending.
Yeah, it's the clearances still, as Hosco pointed out earlier, 8-3 in this quarter. 2 goals, 1 from stoppage for the Tigers. Remember, they were dominated early. 4 goals from forward 50 stoppage they leaked. Pies haven't scored from that source this quarter.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. The Amy Community Series tonight at Icon Park. Pendlebury to Nick Dacos. When those two combine, good things happen. He tucks it under the arm, gives off the handball to a running Perriman, who bangs it home. Pure class from the Pies. Back to 22 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. That was nice.
Let's just call it Nick Dacos. It's incredible how he can just generate a goal from his own work. We take a look at the Harvey Norman replay from the centre bounce. He was the one to get his first hands on it. He had to lay the tackle on Dan Curvis, which forced the turnover. And then he was surrounded by Tigers when he got this footy, but he just backed himself in. He arched the back twice, took a bounce, and then freed up Perriman, who just had to roll in from 40. So yeah, Nick Dacos again has been the standout player in this game so far.
Yeah, Pies have scored 10 times. Nick Dacos has been involved in 8 of those scores so far. 19 disposals, 4 clearances. That'd be good stats for a full game. Still 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Joey, I don't want to pump your head up too much, but who did you say at the start of the game was your person?
I didn't go out on a limb there. I said Nick Dacos. Yeah. Just love watching him play. I mean, the form that he's in. I mean, how incredible he has been in his AFL career so far, and it's scary to think he might even get better.
Perriman completes the set now. All 3 recruits, Houston, Perriman and Membry, have goals for the Pies tonight. From the middle, a recalled bounce from the restart. Short pumps the Tigers into attack. Off hands, Markov collects, gives it off to Josh Dacos. And they can link up again at half back for Houston to Quaynard to Cameron, all by hand. Now out wide to Lipinski, corralled. And balls back and forward to Houston. Trying to get around Ross one way then the other, loads up on the right and kicks to a pack at half forward. That's really well done by Hoskin Elliott. Just nudged his opponent under the footy and takes the mark at left half forward.
Nearly lost the boot there, Will Hoskin Elliott. And looks a little kick to Lockie Schultz. And he looks up ahead. He's got a heavily populated forward 50. Kicking to the left of your dial. It'll pitch inside the goal square. Taken back there by Jacob Blight, who we mentioned a few times in this first half, has done some nice things.
They've been very good.
As Richmond working out towards the wing, Sonzi is tackled over the line by Schultz, and we're going to have a throw-in in front of the interchange gates here on the broadcast wing at Icon Park. Collingwood by 22 points, they're led by 23 at quarter time. Such a great night for footy. Top temperature around 35 degrees. hovering around 21-22 at the moment. Well, I'd love to have footy back in February from the throw-in. Banks, Taranto rather, takes it cleanly for the Tigers, hands it off to Broad to Nankervis. That's a fit around Dacos. That's pretty hard to do. Chip to the footy holding the ball. In fact, it was Bo McCreary who's going to be credited with the tackle and the free kick. And he'll look inside a crowded forward 55 metres out from goal.
One of Sarah Hosking's favourite players.
I'm not saying it.
Big fly from McStay. Got the ride and he hung on. Takes a good grab, 15 out directly in front.
Yeah, off the back of good pressure, as we mentioned, and then just another long high ball, top of the square. Richmond have been able to defuse them pretty well this quarter, but just the last few minutes. First the free kick against Mychek, and now McStay just went early and just was able to nudge Blight under the footy and took a nice chest mark.
For Collingwood's 10th of the night. He eases it through for his second. 10-1-61 are the Pies. Richmond 4-9-33 after 24 minutes in this second quarter. It's all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It is, and again, a little bit of a momentum shift here. Collingwood just starting to regain a bit of control as well. Those deeper entries are really good. My boy Bo, he's the one that kicked that in nice and deep. But again, we're just looking when Collingwood have these patches as well. They're just dominating the game. So they're able to move the ball through the corridor. They're able to get those linking and chains, and it just makes it a lot easier for each player as they're being predictable as well.
What's exciting for Collingwood fans is seeing McStay and Mychek in the same forward line. Hasn't happened, I think, since the 2023 prelim. It's been a long time seeing their Twin Towers up forward. And both of them on the score sheet here in the opening half at Icon Park. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. It's Collingwood by a new game-high lead of 28 points. They've got the last 2 goals of the game. Umpire slams it into the turf. I thought it looked like a pretty good bounce, but we're going to have a recall. This time tosses it aloft. Nankervis and Cameron are new acquaintances in the middle. The ball spills into the path of Sidebottom. Hand pass to Dacos, who had a bit of a fumble. Picked up by Taranto. Lipinski got a hand in there. It spills to Nick Dacos. Sweeping hand pass to Cameron inside the centre square. Gives it off to Pendlebury. Wants to use the run of Howe off half back. Spearing kick up towards half forward, and it's marked by Schultz. 2 kicks from goal.
Starting to get the game looking exactly the way they want Collingwood. Jeremy Howe into the pocket. Mychek off hands and out of bounds. 25 around from the Pies goal.
Yeah, once they've been able to control some field position and haven't had to play it coming out of their D50, their class has shone through, the talent forward of the ball, and of course Nick Dacos leading the way. So that's why clearances have been important for Collingwood here to play it in their forward half.
Pies by 28 on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. The margin was 23 at quarter time. Sidebottom cut through, and with the left foot, he's still got it. 331 games. He broke through that pack like he was a 19-year-old and pushes Collingwood's lead to 34 points.
Yeah, that was absolutely outstanding. It was just great midfield craft from Sidebottom as we watch the Harvey Norman replay. The ball's come down towards the boundary. He's just the jets on. He's shook Tim Taranto off, taken a little sidestep towards the middle of the ground, and then he's just kicked on his left foot. Nice snap around his body.
There's a little
Great
block from
finish.
a little block from Pendlebury that allowed him the time and space. And just look at that Harvey Norman replay. I think Jacob Hopper was his opponent, and once the block was laid, he just stood there and watched and let Sidebottom go. So they'll be disappointed. That's now their 5th stoppage goal. They've given away Richmond inside their defensive 50. So Collingwood have really made them pay in that facet again, as we touched on with their class.
Yeah, 4 goals in their last 4 entries as well. Richmond kicking 4 for the game. Collingwood just 4 entries for 4 goals.
Let's head down to the boundary and check in with Nat.
Guys, the wind has really died down here at Icon Park, so that's great news. Temperatures dropped down to 21 after we had some pretty high temperatures earlier in the day, and the sky looks absolutely beautiful.
Advantage, free kick.
What you need is enjoying the atmosphere down at ground level. Richmond out of the middle. Spiriting pass inside forward 50 is marked by one of the draftees, Harry Armstrong, who'll get his first real look at goal tonight.
Sounds like Nat's ready to get the picnic blanket out. Just have a little Chardonnay.
Little rosé or something down there. Yeah.
See ya. I'm
Hang on, wait for me.
Harry Armstrong can kick 5 goals in Vic Metro's championship win over Vic Country and under-18s All-Australian. Member of the Coates Talent League Team of the Year. He kicked 60 games in 19 games of footy across all levels last year. So he knows how to find a goal. I've pumped him up from 45. He's pushed it left. Gets his career underway with a behind.
It was a good build-up, Jess.
Collingwood 11-1-6. I used all my good material. 11-1-67. Richmond 4-10-34. 28 minutes travelled in the second term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It deserved more, I thought.
He'll get his opportunity.
Yep.
Play on. Go. On.
Floston flew early. Way too early, in fact. On the wing.
Back on.
Brody Mychek's been a good target to kick to. We mentioned only the 11 games last year. He's such a constant of this forward line, and when he's not there, Joey, like he wasn't last year, it was obvious.
Yeah, spot on. This combination with McStay, they're going to be pretty lethal.
Add Tim Membry into that as well, and going to be hard to beat.
Hill and Elliott.
Yep.
It's a good forward line. As Banks ran into a brick wall. Ball up at left half forward. It's a 33-point lead to the Pies on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Might have caught a boot on the way out. Boundary umpire didn't see it. Off the boot of James Trezise. And it'll be thrown back in as day well and truly becomes night. It looks like a postcard here at Icon Park. It's a beautiful night.
Great to see the crowd in for Wednesday night footy as well. Collingwood by 33 points. Still got 2.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. High contact advantage paid. Lipinski takes off, sends it to a dangerous position for the Pies. Out the back, Mychek somehow finds his boot and kicks through his third goal of the night. Collingwood extend their lead once more to 39 points. 12-1-73 leads Richmond 4-10-34. 30 minutes gone. Second term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Floodgates are starting to open now whenever it goes inside Collingwood's forward 50. Richmond just can't stop them, and it feels like Richmond have got a licence to fly. We've seen so many players fly for marks on that occasion. Almost all four defenders, Sarah, looking at that replay, flew for the mark, and once they couldn't bring it down, Collingwood had the players down at ground level, and it was a clever finish from Mychek to get hand to foot.
He didn't even fly Mychek as well. He just stayed at the front of the contest, kept his feet on the ground, turned around, did a little pivot, and then was able to crumb the ball as well.
Backing out, guys. It's on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen to back up Joey's points there. 4 Richmond defenders and they all flew. No one on the floor.
Again, you need to get the comms up there, some would say.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Nick Dacos has been ever present in this first half, as has Sidebottom. Kicked a nice goal earlier. Now from the centre square. Left foot ball out into the path of McStay. The kick was almost perfect. And the Tigers got a late fist on it. Good work from Miller.
Stand, Bobby.
And now Nathan Broad
out, please.
in the left back pocket underneath the legend stand. Fourth in last year's best and fairest. He's got a big role to play in that defensive setup, but that's not his best exit kick, and that's marked by Houston of the Pies.
Clear out.
Kicked a goal earlier tonight, Dan Houston, in his club debut.
Hands free.
55 metres out at right half forward.
Yours, end zone.
Again, we'll just kick it to a dangerous position at the teeth of goal, and Dan McStay, almost uncontested, floats from the side and takes the mark 10 metres out from goal. Hands it off to Bobby Hill, who snaps around the corner, kicks his second, and the Pies continue to extend their lead. Some loose checking from the Richmond defence, and this lead now is out to 45 points, 13-1-79, leading Richmond 4-10-34. Nearly 32 minutes gone in the second term on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, and it's just, again, we've seen the last 2 goals in particular came from exactly the same play, just on the other side. It's one of the players has had an outside 50. It's that long 50-metre kick to the top of the square, and this time it was McStay who's taken it absolutely uncontested. Again, just the Richmond defenders for the third time now, not communicating properly and just needing to at least identify or at least make sure that they're competing with the contest.
It's just starting to get a little bit concerning for Richmond. We've spoken a lot of positive things about the way they've played, but goals at the 20, 24, 26, 29 and 31 minute marks for Collingwood. It's looking a little alarming for the Tiger Army.
It is. They need to get their hands on the ball early here and at least get some momentum forward.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Dacos, that's Nick, gave it to Josh. Everywhere the Sharon's been in the first half, the brothers have been around the mark as well. Sidebottom kicks a tumbly ball to 50. Quick hands from Mansell, who's gone back there for a bit of support. Now Thompson Dow sweeps wide to Brown.
Chip short into the path of Short. He marks uncontested on the outer wing. Same amount of scoring shots out there. 13-1 plays 4-10. It's Collingwood by 45 points. Short bombs it long to half forward from the back. Hands to it. It was Armstrong. He couldn't reel in the mark, and Collingwood take possession and can reload at half back. Share it around. Cameron to Howe. Just inside defensive 50. Kicks long to the wing. In front, Membry. Knocked away from him. Works his way into the path of Houston. Tackled by McIntosh. Just got the hand pass away. Hopper. He finds a teammate in Dow. Gives it off to McIntosh from left half forward. Sends the Tigers into attack. And the stroke of half-time here at Icon Park. A dominant second quarter to Collingwood. They lead by 45 points. 13-1-79 to Richmond. 4-10-34.
Beautiful night at Icon Park that we've mentioned. We'll talk about it all in the halftime show next, and we'll take a look at what's coming up tomorrow as part of the Amy Community Series. Joey Montagna, Sarah Hosking, Ethan Meldrum, Nat Unides, Jess Webster and Jack Everin are with you here on Wednesday night for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
It's the show with Mick Malloy, Nick Rewalt, Titus O'Reilly and Rosie Walton.
Melbourne have a new sponsor, Lego.
I can't wait to see the Lego bottle of Grange being made in the rooms. Lego entrecote.
Yes.
You can really see the Stephen Maid punching on.
I think we could get the little...
Start your day with Mick in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
G'day, Brownie here. Did you know the only place you can watch footy live on Saturdays every round in Victoria is Fox Footy, available on KO Sports. Can you believe it? Yep, live Saturday footy with no ad breaks in play and Fox Footy commentary on every match.
Listen to those fans!
Hey, Charlie Cameron, give us your best hello.
13!
Oh, need some work.
Super Saturday, live on KO Sports. Get on board.
Is the shock of your energy bill hitting you hard? Well, at Tango Energy, we're turning energy on its head with our shockingly low energy rates. That's right, we're making bill time kinder on your wallet and your heart rate with energy rates you might find hard to beat. And with our quick and easy online sign-up, you'll be on your way in minutes. So if you're sick of bill shock, head over to tangoenergy.com to see the low rates for yourself.
Tango Energy.
4 out of 5 young people impacted by cancer feel distressed and alone. But there's a flip side to cancer, thanks to Canteen. Help Canteen provide life-changing support for young people impacted by cancer. Get involved at canteen.org.au.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 we'll only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 we'll only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tiles store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
Hi, it's Hugh, Ryan and Josh from the Imperfects podcast, and after speaking with so many amazing people on our podcast, we know that no one is actually perfect. But sometimes I still get surprised.
I just feel like my best friend doesn't even think I'm funny anymore. He doesn't like me. We've gotten so close that we're actually so far apart.
The vulnerability shown by our guests constantly blows me away.
Okay, well, don't go too far. I've got a show to do.
Well, search the Imperfects on the Listener app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Listener.
Trying to sleep in if you don't mind. Tell the sun to get and block out the light. Screen away blinds. Screen away blinds. If you're working in the night, sleeping through the day, sun shining through your window and it just won't go away. Tell the sun to get and block out the light. Screen away blinds. Screen away blinds.
Win a tour of a lifetime with the Herald Sun and Inspiring Vacations. Plus get a $100 voucher for entering. Buy the paper, find today's code word and enter at winwithnews.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Half-time at Icon Park. It's Collingwood in control. They kick 7-3 in that second quarter, and they have a nice, healthy 45-point lead at the main break. 13-179 to Richmond. 4-10-34 for the Pies. Brody Myercheck's got 3. Tim Membry, Bobby Hill and Dan McStay all with a couple, and then singles to Josh Dacos, Houston and Perryman for the Tigers. 2 goals to Jacob Bauer and singles after that to Mansell and Ross. This is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Joey Montagna, Sarah Hosking, Jess Webster and Jack Heverin with you. But before all that, Ethan Meldrum's got all of the numbers that matter from the first half, Heath.
Yeah, pretty ruthless efficiency when you look at it. 27 entries from Collingwood, still less than Richmond's 30. 13 goals won, 79 from those 27 entries. Normally AFL teams, they kick goals about 1 in 4, around that sort of mark for forward 50 entries. 13 from 27 is a massive number. They had a run where they kicked 4 in a row from 4 forward 50 entries. They've kicked 9 goals from stoppage as well, 5 from their forward 50, 7 from their forward half. So as soon as they win a clearance in their forward half, they're just going and kicking goals. No surprise there from Collingwood that Nick Dacos, leading ball winner for them, 22 disposals, 5 clearances, 7 tackles, 8 score involvements. Their video game numbers, again, we're pretty used to that by now. Pat Lipinski's had 15. He's been pretty good. Dan Houston, good news from him, 15 disposals. Kicked that goal from outside 50, so he's adjusted pretty quickly. For Richmond, Jayden Short, the ball's been back there a little bit, 20 disposals from him. I don't know whether he's been listening to the fans who scream kick it long. He's already had 662 metres gained. I don't know what the record is in the preseason game, but he might nudge that tonight. Toby Nankervis, 15 touches, and Tim Taranto, 15 as well.
Sarah, Joey, how have you seen the opening half?
Well, there were periods where Richmond looked good. You could see what they were trying to do when they did get the ball inside their forward 50. They were getting after Collingwood. They were applying pressure, and they turned the ball over 13 times in their forward half, and I think only kicked 1 goal, 5, Ethan said throughout it. And Collingwood at times struggled, but when the Pies did get through, the floodgates open and they were able to score, and really that came off the back of getting control of the game through clearance. So when Collingwood didn't have to play it deep out of their defensive 50 and could play it through the midfield and their forward half, as Ethan just touched on, they were able to score from stoppage. I really like the spread that they've got and the different avenues to goal. When you think about McStay, Membry, Myercheck, and then you've got Bobby Hill and the other smalls lurking. So any of them can bob up in different ways. They can take contested marks, they can win it at ground level, they can score from stoppage. So as soon as Collingwood had control of the game, and they're always able to keep Richmond at arm's length despite them having a crack at stages, their class has just been able to shine through in this first half of footy.
And I think, yeah, again, for Richmond at least, I think it's exciting that you can see that what they're trying to do. As Joey mentioned, they're trying to play a style of game, build the ball up. When they were doing it well, it was because they're doing those short kicks from half back out of their back line through the corridor, and they're changing lanes, and then they're attacking their forward line. And as I mentioned, I'll say it again, but Ryan Mansell, he's been one that's popped up a number of times. Could have had maybe 3 goals. I think he's just got the 1 so far. But, they've got this lively forward line that I'm liking. But from Collingwood's perspective, I think the question that's been on everyone's tongues has been whether or not they can back it up and get back into that sort of premiership phase. And, in these glimpses tonight, I think that we've seen that. You've got Dacos to Dacos and, your typical chains that go through the corridor and just taking the game on when they look really dangerous. We have seen that premiership year glimpse tonight.
Yeah, we've seen when, as you just touched on, those Dacos boys and Hughes and that get involved, and Pendlebury also part of that in that second quarter. They just do look like they are a class above, so that's where it stood out. But credit to Richmond, their leaders have had a crack. Nankervis, I think, has been excellent. Taranto, Jayden Short, a few of the familiar names. Archer trying to lead by example. So you've got to give them a bit of credit for having a crack.
There aren't many expectations on Richmond this year. They only won the 2 games last year. Have either of you seen anything from the first half that may kind of give the impression that they could build on 2 wins from last year?
I definitely think so. As I mentioned, we've virtually got a brand new forward line. So you lost Shea Bolton, we've still got Tom Lynch out. But what I'm loving, as Joey mentioned earlier, is that next generation of players. It's not necessarily your first year players or your senior players. It's those players in between. Bauer, who's stood up tonight. We've seen a few glimpses. Billy Green as well, he's been really exciting and lively tonight. So I think there's some excitement there to think about, and I think that forward line, the forward pressure as well. You've seen when you've got small forwards running up to nearly the other end of the ground just to lay a tackle. I think you've at least got some excitement there.
Yeah. On the ground, you've mentioned Steely Green. We've seen Jacob Blight do some really nice things as a defender, and even Harry Armstrong. So we're starting to see little glimpses of some of the young talent.
And I think you've got the exciting part for Collingwood as well is all three of their recruits, Perryman, Houston and Membry, they've all had impact on the scoreboard, so they've all kicked at least one goal, but they're also having that impact around the ground. So as we've mentioned Houston a few times, he's been heavily involved up there as one of the leading ball getters too. So I think, you've got to be quite promising for Collingwood to be able to add that depth to their list.
Savings time. And then on Friday here on Triple M Footy, GWS and Carlton from Manuka Oval. An early jump in that game as well. 5 p.m. Brad Seymour, Brenton Speed, Jude Bolton and Josh Bruce will be at Manuka Oval for that one as well. But half-time here at Icon Park, it's Collingwood 13-179 who lead Richmond 4-10-34 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
This year on Mick in the Morning, we're giving away the biggest prize on radio. And it's worth over $70,000.
Bang, you got that right.
One listener will be driving away in a brand new Mercedes-Benz GLA 200. So we've named it
Mick in the Morning.
Genius. Be listening to Mick in the Morning each week to find out how to win Mercedes-Benz Waverley in a class of its own. Visit the award-winning team at 769 Springvale Road, an easy 8 minutes from Chadstone.
Life's more fun when you add Supercoach. It's free to play and there's 50 grand up for grabs. No wonder it's Australia's best fantasy game. Visit supercoach.com.au and play today. T's and C's apply. NSWTP/01005.
Tell the sun to get. I'm trying to sleep in if you don't mind. Tell the sun to get. And block out the light, screen away blinds. Screen away blinds. If you're working in the night, sleeping through the day, sun shining through your window and it just won't go away. Tell the sun to get. And block out the light, screen away blinds. Screen away blinds.
Discover the joy of family connection in the 7-seat hybrid Mazda CX-80. Now yours from a great drive-away price of $59,990 for the CX-80 G40E Pure. Enjoy 3 spacious rows, hybrid efficiency, and the reassurance of driving ANCAP's safest large SUV of 2024. Visit your local dealer to test drive the Mazda CX-80 today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
Hello, bank.
You say you're a proudly Australian bank.
Advance Australia.
Fair, you keep piling on the fees.
We are good by fees.
It's not fair. You keep hiking up my rate, but keep lowering the rate for new customers.
In joyful strains, then
let us switch.
Oh, fair enough.
Australian homeowners deserve fiercely fair value. Go to athena.com.au and switch for your fair share of savings. Athena. Love us and leave us.
Budget makes car rental fast, affordable and easy, so you can get to the good stuff sooner. Quality vehicles, online pre-check and over 250 pickup points around Australia. Make your next trip fast and easy. Head to budget.com.au.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 and we'll only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tile store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
Tools. Sydney Tools Preston grand reopening tomorrow. Load up your toolbox with mind-blowing savings. Crazy deals on power tools, hand tools, combo kits, air compressors, welders, laser levels and much, much more. Plus score up to $2,000 worth of bonus points. Massive savings, loads of prizes, food, demos and giveaways. Open till 7 p.m. at 23 Bell Street, Preston. Don't miss this event. Sydney Tools, best prices guaranteed.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Third quarter not too far away at Icon Park. It's Collingwood who lead by 45 points here on Triple M Cricket. The halftime, Triple M Footy, I should say, the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. That was bound to happen at some point. Yes.
It's still Feb. We let you off. Yeah, that's when we took over the March.
Well, they haven't played cricket for a month, Joey, to be fair, so that's my fault. Triple M footy is back, and it is back in a big way for 2025. I mentioned third quarter not too far away. Earlier today on the Rush Hour, Nathan Broad joined us on the show, and we asked him about what the future looks like, if he's starting to think about what he's going to do post-footy, and he was very clear in this answer.
2 years and I'm done. So,
okay.
Which is, everyone says, oh, what happens if you make finals or whatever, but no, 2 years and I'll be done. I'm from Western Australia. My wife's from Western Australia, so it's a nice spot to be. I'm content. I know when my time's up, which not many players get to do, so I'm in a great position. I can put all my energy into the footy club and the young kids and try my hardest to get us back up there and then head off. And like I said before, when they're playing after 2 years, well, I'll just fly back and sit in the stands and enjoy a cold one.
And I can confirm I was with Tay last night at the Chris Stapleton concert, and she also said the same thing.
Really?
So, yeah, she was saying excited to get back to WA at some point. So
You don't often hear players that clear, do you, in terms of I'm playing for 2 more years
and
then that's it. Normally it's, I'll wait and see, and it's 1 year after the other. And Joey, no doubt you would have been through it, and so you're starting to think about what's next.
Yeah.
Broady's 2 more and done.
That's good pre-planning, isn't it? He just knows exactly what's happening, and he seems pretty content with it, and he's one of those leaders that know exactly what he needs to do for the footy club for the next 2 years. It's do the heavy lifting, develop these young kids, and hopefully leaves the footy club in a better spot when he does move back to Perth.
And he's already done so much for the footy club as well, being so critical to the premiership that have come across Richmond's way. But again, being a WA boy himself and his partner Tay from WA, I don't know if anyone else has been there, but it is a very lovely place, lovely beaches, and a lot more chilled. So I think, exciting for him to work out what that next stage of his life is when it comes to it, but hopefully he can still have that impact.
And I guess the other part to that, Jess, is that they've lost a lot of players. Richmond in the last few years through retirement and players leaving. Nathan Broad stuck it out, and he's going to have a career as a one-club player.
And that's something that means a lot to certain players. And I think, too, being able to end your career and knowing, like you said, leaving the club in a good place, I reckon you would. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but you get a lot of satisfaction out of developing young players. I mean, yes, you all play for the trophies and the premierships and all that kind of stuff, but it must mean a lot to be able to have an impact on a young person's career.
Yeah, because it's not realistic every year that you're going to be winning premierships or contending. So you need to find another purpose when you're a senior player, and that's what certainly this Richmond group hopefully have got their head around, and I'm sure they have. And then you do get satisfaction in other ways, and then you can watch these players go on for the next 10 years and say, I had a little piece to play a part to play in his development and where he got to. So they're the things that these senior players will have to really dig in over the next couple of seasons.
Nat Nianides is downstairs for Bob Jane Team Arts. Nat?
Yeah, Jack, it has cooled down significantly down here at the moment, but like I said a little bit earlier, that wind has died down, so that's great news. We're going to see a lot more of a couple of players who we haven't seen yet in this first half for both sides. So for Collingwood, Will Parker, Ed Allen, Billy Frampton and Ned Long, they've all been warming the bench. Of course, we have extended benches in this community series, 8 per team, so they're going to see some action. Whoops, there's the black hole again. Sorry, guys. I swear I am here. I'm very professional. So we're going to see more of them in the second half. And then for Richmond, we've got McAuliffe, trainer, who we're looking forward to seeing. Obviously, a young kid who's been drafted to the club, so big raps on him. Also, Fawcett and Sims as well, going to get a bit of action in this second half. So something to watch for Richmond fans, because there hasn't been a heap of pressure on the scoreboard, unfortunately.
No. So what would Adam Uze be talking about, Joey, at halftime? I mean, it is a community series game. There are no premiership points up for grabs, but you and Sarah just spotted a few things in that second quarter that you wouldn't want to become habits.
Yeah, no, certainly from a defensive point of view, they can tighten that up, but I think he'll reinforce the positive messages, which is what we saw at times in the first half, and that was when they did win clearance and got to play the game in their forward half. They were able to lock it in. Their pressure was good. They were getting forward half intercepts, and they challenged Collingwood. So I think he'd be putting it on his leaders and saying, right, we're going to start back with Taranto and Hopper and Nankervis. Get some field position for us. That's when we can set up how we want to play the game, and maybe try and make it difficult for Collingwood, because if they don't, Sarah, and Collingwood control clearance like we saw Nick Dacos do in that quarter and and the game is played through the middle of the ground and in the Pies forward half. Unfortunately, Richmond just don't have the troops in the back half to try and stop this Collingwood forward line.
Absolutely, and in the second half as well, fatigue and tiredness starts to kick in. So just knowing that there is an emphasis on fundamentals as well under pressure. So, I know Uze's been really big on fundamentals and making sure that you're nailing those. So I think that's important, especially with a young group. It's just emphasising that. And that you're doing the right things, doing a good job, just small, clean ground balls, making sure that you're competing. Again, as we've spoken before, there were a couple of goals that came from, four backs going up at once at the same time. So just getting those small little communication pieces as well.
Seeing Tom Lynch being interviewed by Nick Del Santo downstairs for Fox Footy. He is very, very important. It's an obvious statement, Jess, but just with this young group to have a big key forward like that and to try and help their next group of forwards, they'd love to see him out there more this season.
Oh, definitely. Obviously taking every precaution and care with the concussion before we see him. But it won't be too long, I think, before he gets back out onto the park, which will be a welcome sight for Tigers fans, and what a presence there will be up forward.
No Dion Prestia. He won't be there for the first few weeks of the season with an Achilles injury. Josh Smiley out with a hamstring as well. Maikelti Lafau still coming back from an ACL. And Noah Bolter will be suspended for the first chunk of the season, so you're going to need a lot of things to go right, the Tigers.
Absolutely, but again, I guess that's a positive. You do have a few players that are still to come back in the side as well, but we've said it a couple of times, the importance of getting games into young players is so huge in their development.
It is the Pies by 45 points at Icon Park for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
Day is turned into night here at Icon Park as we get the second half underway. Cameron taps it down, but it's sharked by Taranto, gives it off to Trezise, and the Tigers can load up and then give it back to Nankervis, through to Ross, and then they work it towards the wing. Trezise takes the mark, hands it off to Short. Just forward of the wing in front of the interchange gates, wheels in board, sends it long into the pocket for the Tigers, hoping for a fly, but coming across Howe with a big fist, kills the contest and sends it out of play. And we'll get a ball in the left forward pocket for Richmond.
Promising start for Richmond, as you mentioned, Joey. It was Hopper and Taranto in that centre bounce, and Taranto was the one that collected that clearance. Jaden Short also involved and has been heavily involved in getting that ball deep inside 50.
With Jacob Hopper's first half numbers, Heath?
Yeah, Jacob Hopper, 12 disposals, of course, in the new number 2, a couple of clearances as well.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, Heath and Meldrum tonight. Side bottom keeps it in. Right back pocket. Kicks to an outnumber. Mychek brought the ball to ground, but it's all Richmond on the floor. Brown looked up though and got tackled straight away. Mychek on the turnaround, coming back the other way. Clever tap on from McStay to Elliott, but he's tackled. Nice chase from Hopper. The Tigers will themselves back on the ball. Ross handballs into the centre circle, and now Tom Brown can look laterally.
Kicks into the Morris Rioli direction, but Markov read it best. And he takes the intercept grab, defensive side of halfway, flares the kick out wide to the city side wing to Bobby Hill. Chips up towards half forward, Membry marks. 55 out from goal, left half forward. And a couple of stand calls. It's going to be a 50-metre penalty. So the infringement on the mark from Nathan Broad is going to put Tim Membry to the top of the square. And he'll most likely kick his third.
Yeah, unfortunate for Nathan Broad. Could loudly hear it in our headphones here from the umpire calling stand multiple times, but he's just dancing around. Took about 5-10 metres off the mark as well, so it's going to bring Tim Membry right in close and within range, 10 metres out.
It's not the start Richmond would have liked in their second half. Collingwood with a 45-point halftime lead. Tim Membry, 30 goals from 19 games in St Kilda colours, enjoying life at the Pies so far as he pops to his third. And pushes the margin beyond 50 points. Collingwood by 51. 14-1-85, leading Richmond 4-10-34. First minute of the third term here at Icon Park in the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Just a turnover from Tom Brown in the middle of the ground, and Collingwood there were able to spread the class in their forward half of the ground. Bobby Hill to Tim Membry, and then Nathan Broad, he tried to hold up Tim Membry, and then he was backing back. He thought he was trying to get outside the protected zone, but because he grabbed onto Membry at the start, the umpire then said stand, and he missed the call. Look good, Tim Membry.
Looks fit.
I still can't believe that he was a delisted free agent from St Kilda. I just, it blows my mind. I still think he's got some great football ahead of him, and as we're seeing tonight, I think he's in great shape and he can be damaging still.
What would the thinking have been, Joey, from a St Kilda point of view?
Well, I think they need to build their next wave of a forward line, and that's around Caminiti, Sharman, King and Mitch Owens. And maybe they just thought of the opportunity for Tim to try and continue his football elsewhere.
Perryman at left half forward. Clever left foot kick. Looks for the short option, which was the smart one to Hill. He's about 3 metres in from the boundary. Left forward pocket, 45, make that 48 metres out from goal. He's kicked 2 tonight already. But this is tough from this spot.
He's talented enough to kick it. He's got huge potential. I can see potentially being an All-Australian contender this year.
He's kicking to the Royal Parade end. He's given it every chance. He can do it all. 3 goals for the night, 1 in each quarter. And it's getting away from the Tigers now. It is a 57-point lead to Collingwood on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
And I'm just loving the way that Bobby Hill's career is unfolding. You know, as soon as he moved from GWS, I feel like he's found this new form. You know, he always had the excitement to him, but he's so damaging. He can do so much. We've spoken about the players that can obviously play quite aerially, but also play at ground level. He's constantly kicking 3-4 goals in a game, and he's just, again, what kind of defender or player do you put on him? It's so hard to keep up with. He's absolutely slotted this from just inside the 50 on the as difficult angle as you could possibly get.
He's got a giant smile on his face too, Bobby Hill. 3 goals already. Not done with yet for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, back in the middle we go. Pies with a commanding lead. Side bottom sockers it forward. Trezise will meet it, tried to paddle it to advantage. Couldn't take the footy with him. Brown over the top, pushing it back against Chris. Picked up by Perriman, advantage is paid. And passes it to Nick Dacos. Pokes his kick into the pocket, looking for Bobby Hill, but Trezise did well to get back and take the intercept grab inside defensive 50 for the Tigers.
He's been a win so far for Richmond. Trezise playing up on a wing tonight. Played a bit of defence last season. Been good.
The last 6 games of last year.
Play on. Me.
Oh, that's an interesting decision. Ross brought it back in board. You heard it from Joey. Not the right call. Collingwood's numbers stream forward. Nick Dacos to Elliott. They're queuing up because they all love kicking goals. There's Elliott's first. Collingwood's third of this third term inside 4 minutes. And it's beyond 60 points now, 63 to be precise on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Now, that's back-to-back turnovers now, going back into the corridor when really the kick wasn't on. And it makes me think maybe at half-time Adam Uze did speak to the team about what they did in the first quarter, where they were able to shift the ball off the line, change the angles and build it up. And maybe he reinforced that message. And then we've seen 2 players, Tom Brown and now Jack Ross, maybe sort of overdo it and try and literally follow the message instead of just playing what they see. And being bad turnovers, and a side like Collingwood, they can make you pay all day long.
And you mentioned the turnovers, Joey. Pies have had 6 goals, 1 from turnovers to Richmond's 2-7.
For Bob Jane Team Marks, let's head downstairs and out in the boundary.
Richmond fans can get their first look at young Luke Traynor for the evening, the number 21 draft pick from last year, and also the grandson, I should say, of Doug Wade. So he's out there on the field.
Thanks, Snap. From the restart, Collingwood to kick the last 8 goals of the game. They work it inside forward 50, but have turned it over. Blight, exiting kick from defence towards the wing to a one-on-one. And that's going to be high contact against Markov. Free kick going the way of Campbell, who pokes it into the path of Bauer inside 50 for the Tigers. Do well to reel it around and get it on his right. But they're under pressure, the Tigers more. Last line of defence, happy to see the boundary line. We'll have a ball in right forward pocket for Richmond.
Tigers have got Carlton in round 1, so they won't play until the 13th of March. Collingwood travel to GWS in round 0. They'll play the last game of that opening round against the Giants. Big test for both teams. First up, and Quainer makes a strong mark. Kept his eyes on it.
Eye contact.
Bauer had to make a contest, but it was all done in the right way. And he kept Quainer safe. The Pies chip around Pendlebury. What are his numbers tonight, Scott Pendlebury, Red Z Lending?
Yeah, pretty standard for him. 14 disposals, 4 scorer involvements. Nick Dacos up the top of that stat sheet. Already 27 disposals for the match.
Short to Lipinski. Flares the kick out wide to Markov. Who's marked just inside the field to play defensive side of the wing. Kicks it back to Nick Dacos. And chips it forward. Lipinski kept running. It's a nice one-hander on the centre wing outer side. Gives it back to a running Nick Dacos. Chips it forward. The Pies continue to build. Bobby Hill takes the mark just forward of halfway. Between wing and left half forward for Collingwood, who lead by 63 points. Wheels around on the right, kicks it into the pocket. They all fly through the hands of Myercheck. Out the back, Cameron. Hand passes over his head. Myercheck sockers it off the deck. And he's kicked through his fourth. 9 goals in a row to Collingwood. Lead is 69 points. 17-1, 103. Lead Richmond 4-10-34. 8 minutes travel third term on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Yeah, well, this has been the big red flag for Richmond, is what happens when the ball does go inside their defensive 50. They have just not been able to stop anything. And this was just a handball over the head. It was Ben Miller that was just caught sort of ball watching for a moment. You can see him next to McStay. It was Myercheck in the contest who slipped out. And every time the ball has gone inside Collingwood's 50, they look like kicking a goal. That's now 17 goals from how many entries?
Just looking at since Richmond's last goal of the game, 9 goals straight consecutive to the Pies. That's only from 14 entries.
Some work to do there.
Are they not organised? What's happening if you're a Richmond fan? What's going wrong?
Probably
here?
reactive. We've seen them though all fly for a ball. We've seen them a bit slow to react. We've seen them give away a lot of goals from stoppages in their defensive 50, so that's part of your system. So at the moment, there's probably a number of areas that have been the reason why they've given up so many goals from so few entries.
From McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. It's now a 69-point advantage, as Jess said. Richmond's last goal came at the 19-minute mark of the second term. Collingwood have banged on 9 in a row since then.
Collingwood have also tightened up on some of this corridor defence as well. When Richmond's tried to, convert it and switch sides, they're just not being able to get the ball moving forward.
Hoskin Elliott at halfback just ripped it away from McIntosh, but Steely Green made sure that he didn't get out. And the ball up on 50.
Come back, Gus.
Umpire tosses it in the air, and Curvis. One that taps straight to Pendlebury. Gives it off to Josh Dacos, and the Pies are away from half-back. Kicks into the path of McStay. Has some work to do against Miller. One-on-one on the wing. McStay hands to it, then sockers it forward. Miller will get there first. Tries to paddle it to a teammate. Lipinski's there for the Pies. Gives it to Schulz. Sweeping hand pass to McStay, then gives it to Markov, who takes off. He's going to go with a footy. Eventually regathers it, gives it to Bobby Hill, gets around Brown on the boundary, hand pass back into Schulz. He has a fumble, picked up by Sonzi. He chips it forward. Can Morris Rioli mark? Yes, he's got it defensive side of the wing.
And he goes wide, too wide in fact. Errors are starting to creep into the Tigers game.
And I spoke about those fundamentals just as we came into the third quarter. Just, the efficiency of Richmond at the moment, I feel like the disposal efficiency would definitely be down in comparison to your first half. They're just struggling to hit these small targets or, as we mentioned, Joey, getting those uncontested possessions or marks.
What are they going at, Heath, by foot, the Tigers? Red Z Lending.
Yeah, Hosco spot on, just 40% by foot in this third quarter. Pies at 79%.
Now you're in the game.
I was hoping that was the case because that's what my eyes are seeing.
17-1, 103. The Collingwood Richmond 4-10-34 on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. Sarah Hosking, Joey Montagna upstairs with all the expert comments. Now Yanidis is downstairs for Bob Jane T-Marts. Ethan Meldrum with all of the Red Z Lending stats. And Jess Webster on debut has been flying here on Triple M footy.
She's been better than Dan Houston. She's killing him up here.
You guys are too kind. Ball in on the wing. Collingwood well in control by 69. A chance for Banks, who gathers and gives it to Hopper, close up against the boundary line. That hand pass ill-directed, goes out of play, and we'll do it all again on the outer wing.
This is the first challenge for Richmond from a mental point of view. They're mentally, when they are in this situation, they've got to try and practice in these games, sticking fat as a group, not dropping their heads, not going into their shells, because they're going to have a number of games this year where the scoreboard might look similar, so they've just got to try and find a way to work through it, get some experience early.
And this is where leadership plays a crucial role, Joey?
Absolutely, Jess, yeah.
And from the ball in on the wing, Collingwood work it forward inside the arc through the hands of Bobby Hill, applying the pressure as it spills out of play, and we'll have a ball in 30 metres around from Collingwood's goal.
And from the coaching group as well, what sort of messages are they sending at this time of the game? Are they keeping encouraging? Are they trying to help the players out there? So these are all the things that, this is just a practice game. They can practice when they do find themselves in these situations.
Adam Uze's still very young in his coaching journey too, so he's almost learning with the players at the same time.
One.
Ben Miller
Yours.
holds it up for the Tigers. They exit defensive 50. Luke Traynor, Nat Yannides told us, into the game for the second half. Pick number 21 from last year's draft. Starred for Vic Metro in the under-18 tournament as well. His kick goes a little wide and it's out of bounds on the full. Jess, you saw a little bit of Luke Traynor last year.
Yeah, really excited to see how he goes. He's played a bit as a forward, obviously the grandson of Doug Wade, but he's drafted as a defender, kicked the winning goal from Vic Metro on that incredible championship win over Vic Country. But he's a genuine probably swing there prospect, I think, for the Tigers. Hosco?
Yeah, I think, again, I'm excited to see what he can do. I'd say he'd get a bit of time coming through the VFL system first, get some of the games into him there. But, as you mentioned, he's an exciting prospect.
We're going to have a throw in at half forward for Collingwood. Kicked the only 4 goals of this third quarter so far. Bit of sting's gone out of this one, but still a beautiful night for footy. Where else would you rather be on a Wednesday night? From the ball in, Ross overran it, picked up by McCreary, a chance for the Pies. And Nick Dacos has a fumble. Opens the door for Green. Hands it off to Sonzi. Just hacks it out of the danger zone. A high ball into the centre of the ground. Bauer did well to make a contest, but it spills to Josh Dacos, who sends Collingwood back into attack. Elliott once, twice. Yes, he's got the mark. 40 metres out from goal, slight angle to the left.
And again, this is where Collingwood have been damaging all night, these turnovers, when they're getting the ball straight back in there inside 50. Richmond just haven't been able to locate quickly. Josh Dacos again, you see that arch the back, he drives the legs, and he's such an elite kick in the competition. We have to give Jamie Elliott credit there. He took a very difficult mark or contested mark, and he got it on the grab down or the second way down.
There's another one who had a few injury concerns last year. He's kicked a goal earlier this quarter. Just inside forward 50, bangs home his second. Collingwood continue to march on. The margin is 75 points. 18-1. They've been so accurate tonight. 109 they've got on the scoreboard to Richmond 410-34. 15 travel, third term on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
And Jamie Elliott, another one that's in Collingwood's interesting leadership group as well. I think everyone's kind of had a little look. There's at least two players from each line group as well. So Jamie Elliott with McStay up there in the forward line. But I think, again, just exciting for him to be able to show some more of that leadership this year, and again, hopefully get out on the park for the majority of the season, if not all of it, and can shy away from some of those injuries that we know that he's been plagued with.
What about the Pies? 18 goals, 1. And that one behind was a rush.
Yes.
That is incredible kicking, and it's going to do their forward line the world of good. The confidence that they're all getting, they've all been able to get their lick of the ice cream. They all look sharp.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. 10 unanswered goals for the Pies. They've put their stamp on this game since quarter time.
Get on, play on.
They look set for a big season. Disappointed last year to miss September. They almost snuck their way in, but it was a 0-3 start. But they just felt like they were always playing catch-up after that. They'd have a good win and then they'd have a loss, and then they lose another one. They never really got any momentum, Joey, until really late in the year.
Now, spot on. They were playing catch-up right from the start. And this competition, it's so even. It's so hard to do. And they were on their back foot. They really tried to find their groove through the middle, and we thought they were coming. And then just some injuries sort of wore them down late in the year. But I think this will be a different start to the season for Collingwood. They do look really sharp. They're fresh. They're fit. They're only missing a few players. I think Maynard, DeGoey not playing tonight. But, yeah, I'm expecting a sharp start for Collingwood this year.
A fumble from Liam Fawcett of the Tigers, and this is where Collingwood have been lethal all night off the turnover. Josh Dacos was held on to for a little too long, but he's got numbers streaming forward.
Eyes are darting. He decides to chip it short. Laterally to side bottom. He takes the mark casually. Hand passes defensively to Houston. He gives it back to side bottom casually from just outside forward 50. Pokes it onto the chest of Darcy Cameron, who's marked 48 metres out from goal. 10 metres in from the boundary.
And again, just a great by Darcy Cameron. His work rate there just to get back. He lost Samson Ryan. Completely uncontested mark there. It was at least 2 metres away from him.
One of a half a dozen or so players from Collingwood who played every game last year. Takes his tally to 95. Right out, reaches 100 in season 2025.
I think he'll have a huge year, Darcy Cameron. I thought he was excellent in the back half of last season. Runner-up in their best and fairest. He's been a player. It's a slow burn, but he continues to improve every season, and I can't see why he can't get to another high this year.
Play on.
Wants to get in on the scoreboard from just outside forward 50. Sinks his boot into it all the way for a goal. 11 in a row to Collingwood. 19-1, 115 leading Richmond. 4-10-34, 17 and a half minutes into the third term on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, Sarah, whoever's their goal-kicking coach might just be asking for a little pay rise like Ethan Meldrum did for management the other week. I reckon the goal-kicking coach is just sitting back right now enjoying his own work because Collingwood are kicking the lights out in front of the big sticks.
Completely incorrect, Joe. Triple M Red's leading stats. Most accurate scoring in AFL history, any game in the regular season with 20 or more shots. 18 goals, 2 the Saints kicked back in 1994. So 19 goals, 1. I know it's not an official game. It's not 4 premiership points. That eclipses it. Some solace for Richmond fans. Pies are actually about plus 50 points on expected score at the moment compared to their normal. So this margin isn't as bad for Richmond fans as it looks.
Is that what the Tigers are going to walk away with that?
Yeah, they'll be pumped with that.
Positives. Can you tell me that 18 goals, 2, 19, how many would Tony Lockett have kicked in that game?
Oh, good question.
We'll get to Nat Yanidi shortly for Bob Jane teammates. He's just trying to put some sort of positive spin on it. The Tigers fans since quarter time. 81 points is the margin right now. Darcy Moore knocks it out of bounds. Nat for Bob Jane teammates first.
Ed Allen's just come on for his first run of the night for Collingwood, and I'm not sure if he's going to come back on, but it looked like he did tag with Nick Dacos, so we might have seen the last of the little master for the evening. And then for Richmond, Tom Sims has come on for his first run, so pretty high draft pick from last year. Tigers fans get a look at him.
Yeah, I'd be putting Nick Dacos on ice as well right now. So there is a positive. Adam Muzay can sit there post-game and say, hey boys, I'll give one positive. No team is going to kick like this against us for the rest of the year. There's something they can walk away with. What did Lockett do that day?
Tony Lockett, he was responsible for one of the 2 behinds, 9 disposals, 6 goals, 1. Stuart Lowe was the culprit for the other with his 3 goals, 1.
Yeah.
Ball in on the wing. Ryan into the ruck for the Tigers. Down to McIntosh. Couldn't find a teammate by hand, but it ricochets to Thompson Dow. Spun in a 360, umpire says, holding the ball as he got the hand pass away. Bo McCreary to take the free kick just forward of halfway on the broadcast wing. 10 individual goal kickers for Collingwood tonight. They lead by 81 points. McCreary called to play on. Skies it into the pocket for Collingwood. Coming across the pack was Broad. He sends it out of play. We'll have a ball in 30 metres around from Collingwood's goal.
Can they make it to 150? Do you reckon, Collingwood?
Oh, easy. Yeah. I'm more thinking about whether we get a boo when the next person misses a shot. Do the crowd give the Bronx sort of boo?
115 plays 34. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. And Lipinski makes sure that Steely Green can't leave defensive 50. Even their tackling and their chasing and all that sort of stuff, Sarah. I mean, they're 81 points up at the Pies, but they look like they're trying to set their standards early.
Yeah, they've been really impressive, and I just think, you look at the movement, even side, bottom, Pendlebury, they're still out there. They haven't been put on ice just yet. Yeah. Dacos, you're right, should get him on ice soon, but I've just been impressed with their intent as well, just the way that they're playing and the style they're playing. We mentioned it before, but I genuinely think they're showing the glimpses of how they played in that 2023 premiership season.
19-1 to 4-10. A reminder tomorrow night, it's Brisbane and Adelaide from 8 o'clock. Choice Hotels around the greens.
Ball up on the wing, McStay against Ryan. Ryan, hand pass intercepted by McCreary. He takes off, hands it off to Perryman. A couple of kicks from goal, sends it long to a dangerous position to a pack. Broad made a contest, brought it to ground, short, overran it. Schultz is there, fighting hard for the Pies. Farms it out to Membry, jams it on the left towards goal. Doesn't quite have the curl as Banks marks on the last line of defence for Richmond.
A rare bit of space in the back pocket for Tyler Sonsi. It was 11 disposals last year. And then came McAuliffe. Tigers a little more careful with the way that they're bringing the ball out of defence. Some turnovers early in the quarter that Joey highlighted cost them in goals, but this is a better build-up. Mansell is going to get it back. And he's 55 metres out, make that 60 out. He's not allowed to get onto his right foot, so has to kick with a non-preferred. Samson Ryan will fly at it. It's all Collingwood waiting down. Lipinski.
I'm here.
Swift hands. And now Allen into the game in this third quarter. McCreary, head down, working hard, attacks the footy.
Under pressure with the kick, it wobbles towards the wing. Out to meet it, Membry takes on Brown, the youngster. Got the hand pass out to Houston. It's corralled, hand passes defensively to Lipinski. Has some space at half-back to measure his kick. It's a dart towards Allen, just required distance. It was marked in front of the interchange gates here on the broadcast wing at Icon Park. Most of the crowd sticking around tonight. I'd say probably majority Collingwood fans at this point. As Allen directs his kick down the line, but it's well read by Blight, who takes the grab for Richmond. And he showed a bit tonight. Looks good.
Yeah, he's been really impressive. I think he's read the ball really well. As I mentioned, he's taken a couple of intercept marks that have saved a few goals. He uses the ball quite well too.
Mature age recruit, Jacob Blight, so his body's ready.
He's a big
come in, yeah. They're going to need all the help they can get down back.
Down just here.
Of course, though, Bolter and Gibkiss would probably be their first choice defenders if they were available.
And Gibkiss as well, a little bit of a delayed rehab with his knee, and obviously he's done his hamstring tendon as well, so I think the club's taking every caution they can with him. As such a young player, again, just to make sure that he can get back right and be ready.
Can't seem to take a trick, can he, Josh Gibkiss?
And he's one of the loveliest guys you'll ever meet too. He's the first person at the club that'll walk around saying hello to everyone. He'll stay there an extra hour or two just talking to people.
Thrown back in. Tigers kicking to the legend stand in the third quarter, at the left of your dial. Morris Rioli hunting around the ball. It's about 40 out from goal. He's got nowhere to go, and the umpire calls for it.
So Joey Hosco at this stage of a practice match carrying the margins 81 points. What are both sides trying to get out of the last quarter and a bit here?
Not cramp too much.
Yeah.
Just try and
get some pickle juice.
Get your fitness, get this game conditioning. This is what the players are playing for. Game conditioning, get fit.
McIntosh snaps towards goal. It gets over the head of Howe, who's claiming he touched it.
No score review too here, so that's great.
The umpire says it's a goal, and finally Richmond break the drought. And they peg one back here in the third quarter. Collingwood 19-115 of Richmond. 5-10-40, 25 minutes travelled in the third term on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
How long was that, Heath, since the last goal?
Triple M Red Z Lending Stats, 19-minute mark of the second quarter. We're 25 minutes into the third quarter here. So that's about just over 40 minutes of game time. Of course, 9 consecutive goals for the Pies in that period of time.
And I am watching the Harvey Norman replay here, and it does seem to have just skimmed the tip of Jeremy Howe's thumb, but there is no score reviews tonight. So again, Camden McIntosh walks away with a goal there, and he's one that I'm quite fascinated with the way that his contract goes about. He gets the year-and-year deals at the moment, and I think he's, probably one of the players that has struggled to get a game last year a little bit. It was, sort of played 50-50, but every time this year I think they're looking for experience to help these younger players, and he plays a certain role on that wing, and he does a good job of it.
Sarah Hosking on Triple M Footy alongside Joey Montagna, who've got all the Seabus Super Special comments tonight. It's cleaned up in the back half by Luke Traynor. He's done a couple of nice things already for Richmond. And they trail by 75 points. Banks to a contest. Markov waiting down. This is what Collingwood have done so well all night, is not overcommit. Always had Wanstra. That time it was Allen, but he couldn't get away. Good tackle by Floston. Ball on the outer side wing, and Sonsi can wheel around. Hoist it to half forward. Jeremy Howe controls the air as always.
It was just mini elevation from Jeremy Howe. It's still in February. It's like, I'll get a little bit of airtime, but nothing too crazy. He chips short to Josh Dacos. Kicks laterally for Darcy Cameron. Pies content to play a bit of tempo footy at the moment. Cameron along the boundary line, up towards half forward for Collingwood. Off hands, Elliott reads it best at the back of the pack. Snaps it towards the pocket. Trainer's almost had his jumper held by McQuarrie. The umpire didn't spot it. The ball spills out of play and we'll have a ball in 20 metres around from goal.
Toby, Darcy.
Still 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And a whole quarter to go still.
That's correct, yes.
That's how quarters work, isn't it? There's four of them.
That's why there's four of them. Otherwise, there'd be thirds.
1, 2, 3. Thanks, Ed.
Nice
God, it's so nice to be back with everyone.
Oh, you've had such a positive summer.
What a tough crowd it is in here.
Don't go anywhere, listeners. Sarah's got one hell of a story to come up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
so make sure you stay listening.
I'm going to try and say it. At one point, I'm going to say his name, and we'll hold on to it.
We can clip it up for another 12 months. We'll just turn that camera a little bit that way as well. 19-1, 115 to 5-10-40. Collingwood leading Richmond in the Amy Community Series here at Icon Park. It's all for McDonald's and, of course, our great mates at Ream Hot Water. McCreary pushes his man away. And Perryman, playing as an exclusive midfielder with the Pies, has looked good in his first outing. So has this man, Tim Membrick. Strong in front. And he's got it 55 out from goal, which might be a little bit beyond him. Goes wider again to Cameron. Collingwood just burning time off the clock here. There's all but 4 players, make that 5 players inside the Pies forward 50.
One way to avoid injury, isn't it? Just don't run too hard.
Stay away from people. And back where it all started with Darcy Cameron. Man on the mark, 52 metres out. He's eventually going to have to kick to a contest. Elliott's the flyer. Oscar Elliott in from the side. And it's through their fingertips and over, right forward pocket.
Some of the stats, Ethan, who's winning the ball for both teams?
Well, Nick Dacos with the 32. Interesting, I'm just looking at Pat Lipinski's numbers and his heat map as well. 25 disposals, 10 marks. Most of those disposals have been won in the back half. Was a mid-forward last year. We're looking for role changes at this point of year. Pat Lipinski, number 1 for the Pies, might be one of those.
Playing a wing tonight.
Ball tossed back into play inside 50 for the Pies. Tigers on the last line of defence. McAuliffe jams it on the boot. Outside the danger zone, coming across Quainer. Got hands to it and then turns tackler. And we'll have a ball up at half forward for Collingwood.
Yeah, flip side of that, Jayden Short, 22 touches for the Tigers, Hopper 20, Tim Taranto 19, Nankervis 18, so it's all the senior players still for the Tigers leading the way. Jacob Blight, 4 intercept marks, is a game high. We were talking about him earlier.
Collingwood by 75, Lipinski. Hand pass looking for his teammate in Allen, who's tackled by Dow, picked up by Pendlebury, gives it to Lipinski, sweeping hand pass finds Quainer. Is the kick inside forward 50 for the Pies, gets out the back to Hill. He tried to soccer it forward. Hoskin Elliott collects. He couldn't find a teammate by hand. He spills to Campbell, who's hurried, kick outside offensive 50, looking for Dow. Couldn't take it cleanly. Nankervis can, sweeping hand pass out wide.
That's Mansell, who Sarah Hosking's been a big fan of tonight. Tom Sims got the ball to ground level and Rioli can run away. That's a good kick out into space, and then the mark was dropped by Seth Campbell. Maybe a little bit too laconic, and that's disappointing for the Tigers. They worked hard to get it to that stage, and now Quainer looks inboard to Schultz on the wing.
And they're the little things when fatigue sets in, you just lose concentration ever so slightly and mistakes happen, and that's what we're going to see a lot of with this young group this year. But Seth Campbell, I really rate him as a player. He'd be disappointed with that.
Lipinski directs his kick down the line, looking for McCreary. It's off hands. And Tigers through Brown, share it around to Broad, to Dow, back to Sonzi, hugged up against the boundary line, sends it long down the line, looking for Sims, the youngster. Hands to it, but he has Jeremy Howe for company, who spoils it out of play for a throw-in at left half forward for Richmond. Tom Sims, the 18-year-old, number 28 in last year's draft. He had a 12-centimetre growth spurt during COVID.
Ridiculous. What must that be like?
Yeah, I'll love what he's having.
Well, I bumped into him just in the smoothie room just before he came to play.
You know,
so I was teaching him how to make a smoothie.
The smoothie room?
Kitchen, like a smoothie area. It's not a smoothie room, it's a kitchen.
Did you...
So it's a kitchen that can make smoothies in.
So you've got a NutriBullet.
I'm leaving fourth quarter. Not coming
You
back.
plug a NutriBullet into a wall and that constitutes a smoothie room.
Oh, God.
Did you have a smoothie room at Seaford, Joey, when you were down there?
We couldn't even get sitting up. We didn't get smoothies.
You get
We were lucky to get milk.
a slushy from the 7-Eleven across the road.
I thought, gee whiz, the Richmond.
A smoothie room.
Yeah, wow.
That's just the kitchen.
Paint the picture.
Smoothie room. That's... Do you have the activated almonds and all that sort of stuff as well?
Everything. There is
Yeah,
almonds, coconuts, all of it.
25 seconds left before three-quarter time. As Joey said, do not go anywhere. This could go anywhere in the last quarter. It rolls out of bounds, and Isaac Quainer will see it out. In fact, that's been paid insufficient intent, which seems a little harsh. And Quainer played every game last year. Brings it back inboard to Josh Dacos, but it's Collingwood who put their foot down in the third quarter. Between quarters 2 and 3, they kicked 11 unanswered goals, and they lead by 75 points at three-quarter time. It's been a polished performance from Craig McRae's men. 19-1, 115 to Richmond. 5-10-40. Sarah Hosking, Joey Montagna are here tonight with all the Seabus Supers. Ethan Meldrum with all of the numbers that matter for Red Z Lending. Nat Yanides downstairs for Bob Jane T-Marts. Jess Webster and Jack Heverin with you at Icon Park. Three-quarter time, we're going to head to the smoothie room for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and
The
Rosie.
US, for the first time, has more unprovoked shark attacks than Australia. They are asleep at the wheel.
There's more meat on an American.
It's like a smorgasbord.
It's like
That's why they're better.
the sharks are like, go to America, the servings are so much bigger.
They're like a share plate.
Start your day with Mick in the Morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Calling all home loaners, the RBA has finally dropped the cash rate. Hell yeah! And guess what? Athena Home Loans passed it on immediately and in full.
Yes, Queen!
To new and existing customers on all our variable rate loans. If your lender hasn't dropped yet, give them the chop. No other lender drops it like Athena. Call 13 35 35 or visit athena.com.au. Athena. Love us and leave us. Qualifying criteria applies.
Exploring the journey to starting a family, unlocking nutrition tips, and finding ways to stress less and live more. Health hacks. That's news to me. Visit the Herald Sun today.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tile Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 and we'll only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tile store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
Get Ampol Foodery's Crave and Save. Just $6 for a 4 and 20 Traveller Pie or Classic Pie 160 to 175 gram and a drink from the 250ml V Energy or 600ml Mount Franklin ranges. Crave and Save only at Ampol Foodery. Ends March 4th. See ampol.com.au for details.
Revenue forecast.
It might sound like I'm in a meeting, but in my mind, I'm soaking up the sun exploring a new coast.
Rather be on holiday? Jetstar's Takeoff More sale is on now. There's fares to get you near or far, like Melbourne Tullamarine to Sunshine Coast from just $80 or Singapore from $189. Ends midnight Eastern Daylight Time, 3rd March unless sold out. One way excludes check bags, travel dates and conditions apply. Jetstar, all day, every day, low fares.
Right now, you can get 75% off the Fetch Mini at Telstra. Experience effortless home entertainment at your place. Find out more in-store or online. Offer ends April 21.
I feel better.
Health
is wealth. And this month at Chemist Warehouse, shop the Swiss range in-store or online and you can enter to win one of $100 $250 Visa cards. Plus, one mega cash prize of $25,000 cash. T's and C's apply. Check the website for details. Swiss was named Australia's most trusted vitamin brand in 2024 by Reader's Digest. So, get healthy, wealthy and winning with Swiss at Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
Australia's best mobile provider, TPG, now gives you double the coverage at the same incredible price. Search TPG Mobile to check your coverage and make the switch today. TPG. Best provider based on Whistle Out Award for Mobile Provider of the Year 2024. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Two teams at very different parts of their premiership window right now, and they're showing it. Collingwood lead 19-1, 115 to Richmond, 5-10-40 at the Amy Community Series. It's all for McDonald's. And Ream Hot Water for the Pies. Brody Myercheck's got 4. Tim Membry, Bobby Hill have got 3 each, and McStay and Elliott with a couple for the Pies. For Richmond, Jacob Bauer is their only multiple goal kicker with 2. Ethan Meldrum has got all of the Red Z lenders. What do they look like, Ethan, three-quarter time?
Well, again, Collingwood certified most accurate team ever, 19 goals, 1. That record touching on it once again from the normal season, 18 goals, 2 to St Kilda around 1994. That is the most accurate game of all time, so that's how well Collingwood kicked tonight. I know Joey's been giving me a lot of stick, but the expected score for this game is currently Collingwood by 31 points. If both teams had kicked to the AFL average in front of goal, it's currently 75 points to the margin. So that's how good Collingwood have been once the ball's in their forward 50. Leading ball winners so far. Nick Dacos, 32 touches, 10 in that last quarter. You'd think he'd put on ice at this point. Pat Lipinski, 29 disposals, 14 in that third quarter alone. So he's got the ball in a string as well. Dan Houston with the 20, first game for his new club. Jaden Short, 22. Jacob Hopper, 20, the most for the Tigers.
Nat Yanidis downstairs has got everything covered with thanks to Bob Jane teammates.
Jack, if you take the scoreboard out of it, it's good news for both sides, really, because there's no injuries for either team, which is what you want in a pre-season match. We've already mentioned that Nick Dacos won't be coming back onto the field. He's been effectively subbed out, but after you've had 32 disposals in under 3 quarters, I think he's in pretty good form, so I don't think he needs any more practice, just quietly. Also, we need to mention that clubs today are playing for the Community Shield. Don't want to go out on a limb. I think Collingwood might have it wrapped up from here, but it does mean that all proceeds from the tickets sold for today's match will go for food banks, so helping disadvantaged Victorians get some dinner in their bellies. So that is a great cause from both clubs. Absolutely,
Nat. Great work by you for Bob Jane teammates. Joey Montagna, Sarah Hosking with all the Supers.
Yeah, it has been a unique game in regards to the statistics, because as we look at it, Richmond have had just 5 less scoring shots. They've won the clearances, only 7 less inside 50s, contested ball about equal, turnovers about equal. So you could look at it like that, but at the end of the day, what Richmond haven't been able to do is defend the ball when it goes inside their defensive 50. They have just leaked way too many easy shots. Collingwood's class has prevailed, and that's been the big separating factor in the game. So Richmond might find some positives to come out of this, but a big area of concern has been their defence, and full credit to Collingwood. All the forwards have looked sharp tonight, and they've all cashed in.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, here's Jess Webster on Triple M Footy.
One more quarter to go in this Amy Community Series clash.
Holding,
straight out of the middle. It's a free kick going to Collingwood to Schultz for a hold.
Jaden, back 2 metres, please. Stand.
Going against Jaden Short. Schultz pokes it short.
Outside 5.
Collingwood can look forward once more through Perryman. 55 out from goal, winds up and skies it towards the teeth of goal through the hands of Ryan. It spills to Membry. He's not done with kicking goals yet. He snaps his 4th, and the scoring continues for the Pies. They lead 20 goals, 121 to Richmond, 5-10-40 inside the first minute of the final quarter on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, that's the kick that's looked dangerous for them all night, and they've been able to score. It's when it hits right at the top of the square. Again, memory just being able to crumb, but as Samson Ryan, Joey, we've spoken about it a couple of times, but that's one area of his game that he can get better and develop, is just taking the ball cleanly. You need someone to just belt the ball at him, catch it, because there's a number of times tonight where he's had the opportunity to take that mark or at least be a bit cleaner from ground level, and he's just missed that opportunity. It's a big growth area there, but on the flip side, Collingwood's got to be happy with Membry and the performance that he's put on tonight.
He cost his teammates there, Samson Ryan. They were holding their opponents down. They were doing the right thing. They just presumed he would swallow that. He doesn't. They're caught napping, and that's how the goal got kicked.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. That's a better tap out from the middle. And some run and some space and some drive for Seth Campbell. Good kick too. Downloads the advantage of Liam Fawcett. And pick number 43 from the draft from 2 years ago can go back and line up for his first of the night.
Switch, nice.
So you didn't see barely any footy last year. Had glandular fever and played a couple of games late in the year in the VFL. He's had a full pre-season in the South Australian. With no breeze to speak of now, it's died down across the night. He'll kick from 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Just ease that off to the right. It's an even 80 points, the difference on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Another player that might get some opportunity to have a look at it. It's a second-year player. They've got to try and find out which one of these players can take them forward and enforce it.
How restarts play from the kick-in to a contest on the outer side. Plenty of numbers around the footy, and we're going to have a ball up. It's Parker at the bottom of the pack, tackled by McAuliffe.
Dan Sampson backing out, boys.
Umpire tosses the ball in the air. Ryan, lovely tapped out of Ross. Just got the kick away as he was tackled, but it spills to side bottom. He gives it off to Perryman. Umpires can reload at half back. Perryman bombs it long in the Mycheck direction. Nice grab. Oh, blood. He's just clutching at his shoulder, which is heavily strapped. Keep an eye on that as Mycheck flares the kick out wide to Crisp.
He looks in pain, doesn't he?
He does. It looked like it was just in that contest with Mycheck. Mycheck came backing towards him, but Blight just looks like he's still hanging that right shoulder or right arm. Can't quite lift it at this point. Looks to be in a little bit of pain, but I'm sure Nat will be able to give us an update shortly.
Had the shoulder taped, as Jess said as well, so one to keep an eye out for. He's been pretty good otherwise, as Boston uses Jacob Hopper at defensive 50. Now Tom Brown.
2 metres, Josh.
Chip their way to half-back. Leading ball winners tonight, Heath. Red Z Lending.
Yeah, it's still Nick Dacos, no surprise with his 32. Pat Lipinski with the 29, most for the Pies. Jaden Short, Jacob Hopper, back to their best, 22 disposals for them. Jack Ross as well has worked his way up to 20.
Collingwood win it back on the wing. A lovely kick from Allen to Mycheck into the pocket for Elliott. He's marked just inside the field of play. Centres the kick. Great work from Miller to get a fist in there and break it up. It's picked up by McIntosh, who hands it off to Green. Races away from half-back. A bounce and then chips it short to Samson Ryan.
Stand.
Big man 75 out from goal. And he's got to wait for the cavalry to arrive. Everyone was behind the ball in the end. Laced out Fawcett. He probably should have marked that one. And in the back half, Will Parker out there for the last quarter. Can't keep that ball in. It's out of bounds. Richmond get the footy back. Through Tyler Sonzi.
Just some early signs of cramping from Morris Rioli. He's just close to the boundary line, trying to stretch the calves, rolling onto his back. But it's at this point in time, again, as Joey mentioned, you're just trying to get kilometres into your legs and avoid those early season games where you start cramping towards the end of the game.
I'm tipping he won't be the only player to go down there before the end of the game with cramp. It's been a warm day here in Melbourne.
Nankervis takes an intercept grab, kicks inboard to Vlostone, a couple of kicks from goal, chips it into the path of Green, who marks 40 metres out, slight angle to the right.
And again, Steely Green, Heath, what's his numbers been tonight? He's done some impressive things. As I mentioned, he's got some really exciting pace on him as well. He can run through the middle, but again, it's that forward pressure that he brings, but he's really lively.
Yeah, 11 disposals. This will be number 12, 60% by foot, 3 score involvements, 3 inside 50, so done plenty up forward, Steely Green.
21-year-old who debuted last year, nearly a goal a game, 5 goals from 6 games. Kick is on its way, but it's fading towards the right-hand side for a minor score. Collingwood 21-121 to Richmond 5-12-42. 6 minutes travelled in this last term.
Nat Yanidis, Bob Jane T-Mats.
Rioli has just come off the ground. He's getting some treatment and he is downing that pickle juice.
Does it taste as bad as everyone says?
It tastes exactly like pickles. But you don't actually, the one myth though, you don't actually swallow the pickle juice. The whole idea is you swish it around in your mouth and it hits the sides, the glands on the sides of your mouth, and then you spit it out. So you don't actually swallow.
It's meant to help the brain receptors or something.
Yeah.
To stop you from.
But it does taste
Go
like.
figure.
Think about getting pickles from a cheeseburger, putting them all together, smashing it up, and then turning it into liquid as Jess screws her face up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be an athlete, Jack. I don't know about you.
No, it sounds delightful, isn't it? It does work. Kick goes to the line. Didn't quite make the distance. Mansell shrugs off the tackle.
Play on.
Can make one of those in the smoothie room. Handball back to Mansell. Gets a second chance at it now. Ross. McIntosh will have to be quick. Got it to Hopper, who was standing on his own. Now McIntosh. Standing start. High ball from 40 metres out. It'll land in the goal square. Tiger Smalls can get to work.
All up.
Mansell can't get out. Good tackle by Will Parker.
Who is always in the smoothie room?
Kobe.
Who's someone you go, he's like relentlessly just in the smoothie room?
Yep.
Me.
Are you?
Always. No, there's a few that. Who's in there? No, definitely me.
All clear behind.
What's the go-to smoothie?
Clear out, please. Kobe,
Well,
kick.
there's actually, in the smoothie room, there's a big sign that if you're bulking or you're
Behind the
shredding
top, please.
or...
Ah.
So there's actually recommendations and options. So
Play on.
there's lots of honey, there's peanut butter, dates,
Outside 5.
frozen fruits, bananas.
Oh, it's good. Good to know, Joe.
Yeah,
If you're bulking,
yeah.
if you're bulking
Oh,
or you're
sorry,
shredding.
yeah, all your protein powder as well. So you've got a bit of
Out,
everything.
please.
What are you doing at the moment, Joe? Are you bulking or are you shredding?
No, trying to shred.
Oh, Joe's shredding.
Yeah, he looks fit.
Yeah. Ready to play again. Was it after you did your hammy or something? Yeah.
Should I get back
Gone
on
into
footy?
a pre-season block, I reckon. Yeah.
Yours handball.
Let's call some footy. At half forward, Perryman chips it short to McStay, not the required distance, gives it off to Parker, the young gun. This will be a moment. He shoots towards goal.
Back to the
But
nine.
it is marked
Jamie,
just
Jamie.
inside the field of play. One of the Tigers'
Play on.
youngsters,
Good.
and there will be no score.
Jess is learning the Triple M way, Jack. When the game peters out, we start talking a bit of crap. Yep. Less footy and more random.
Yep.
And this one's really petered out early.
We're now at the point where we're discussing your diet plan, Joe. It's
What are you getting on the way home, Hev?
No, I'm going to really try hard to not get something on the way home.
You've got the hour drive.
If I was, I'd be McDonald's, of course, there. Anyway, great partners here on Triple M Footy.
Play on. You.
McFlurry with the caramel and the flake. The Oreos, yes, please.
Play on.
Ball to the wing now, Curvis. His hands were fast there. Hopper has got some players over the top. Campbell's one of them. Mansell there as well.
Yours now.
And Pies is so rigid and set up behind the footy. Fawcett had to burst his way through, and Thompson Dow will sit underneath it. Hill flew a bit too early. No free kick. McCreary kicks for the outside of the boot. It rolls and it rolls and it rolls out to the wing to give Collingwood a chance to set up.
Yeah.
Intercepted by Brown of the Tigers. He kicks in board to Miller, who's marked inside the centre square. Chips it short to McIntosh, who couldn't complete the mark. Lipinski pounces. Kicks to Membry. He's a long way from goal. He's kicked 4 tonight. Hands it off this time. Out wide for Hoskin Elliott, who's marked at right half forward for Collingwood. In full control. They lead by 78 points. They led by 75 at three-quarter time. Hoskin Elliott kicks just the required distance to Allen. Still outside defensive 50. Gives it back to Lipinski.
They've done this a number of times when they're outside 50, just patient. They're not in any rush to bomb it to the top of the square. They know they've always got that option as a last resort. They've really tried to see if they can find something short and get a set shot at goal before they kick to the top of the square.
So Houston is the man with ball in hand.
I don't know if that's Tigers fans or Collingwood
No, I
fans.
think Collingwood
booing.
fans want him to have a shot.
Yeah.
The irony could be he was the one that misses and ruins this 20 goals.
Yeah.
The best kick in the comp.
Kicked a match winner for Port Adelaide a couple of years ago from a similar spot. He can kick the footy like not many others. Misses at the last second. Just behind number 2 of the night. 20 goals. 2 behind, 122 to 513. 43 on the Bunnings Straight scoreboard.
And just the first behind kicked because the other one was a rush behind. So we call that the first blemish.
It's been obvious though watching Collingwood, their half forwards have really worked high up the ground. They've almost got a bit of that flood, Sarah, where they get back and then try and slingshot their way and go into the paddock, and we've seen them be able to do that a number of times. They've kept one of their deep forwards always inside 50 almost, so they've got an option to go to if they do burst out of half-back. And I've liked the way they've set up tonight, Collingwood. I think we're going to see a pretty attacking style of play from them early in the season.
Ball in at left half forward for Collingwood. McStay palms it down. It's read best by Ross, who can't slip the Allen tackle. Just got the handball away, and the umpire calls play on as dribbles out of play and have another ball in.
Of course, remembering no Dan Houston opening round. He's still suspended in that game against the Giants. And he'll be back in round 1 to take on Port Adelaide. So that should be fun.
Seems fitting.
Just seems like the AFL might have just somehow miraculously made that happen.
It's amazing how that happens, isn't it, Joey? Yep.
Holding Richmond.
Yep.
Fine.
Hopper can move it on the wing. Pies by 79 points. Here's Thompson down. Run and dash, and he misses the target. He had Campbell all on his own inside 50. Puts it straight over the top of his head, and Pendlebury has a rare fumble.
Oh, jeez.
And McIntosh kicks sideways to Hoskin Elliott. Not sure how he managed to do that, but it's a turnover.
I'm like, what was more shocking, McIntosh's kick or Pendlebury having a fumble?
Hoskin Elliott kicks to Markov, who chips short to McStay. Hand passes back to Markov. Under pressure by Down, gets the kick away down the line, shoots out to meet it. Takes the grab over Miller, just inside the boundary line, 80 metres around from Collingwood's goal. Lose by 79 points halfway through this final quarter. Schultz winds up and sends it into the pocket. Elliott takes the grab as he floats from the side of the pack.
Well, it looked like Jamie Elliott was the only one that really attempted to get that, because the ball looked like it was almost going to go out of bounds, but tugged to the boundary line, and he just was the only one that launched for it at the front.
That's good.
Tight angle for Jamie Elliott, but as we know, he's capable of just about anything. He's about 35 metres out from goal, a metre in from the boundary. He'll start his approach from pretty much the front row of the Legends stand here at Icon Park. He's setting up for the snap.
Play on.
Takes off now, runs in board. Just had a little bit too much curl on it. And the behinds are starting to flow for the Pies. 20 goals, 3. 123 leads Richmond 5-13-43 on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
What would Craig McRae be most happy with tonight, Joey and Sarah?
Play on.
I just think that they've played had a really good performance tonight. Just the team football. I've really liked the style that they've played. Again, they've had in patches. They've really controlled the game. When they've early on, they just moved the ball really quickly, but they had that link-up chain and the Collingwood style of play that we're used to seeing. But then they've also played this, different uncontested style where they can slow the game down, take some time off the clock as well. As Joey's mentioned a number of times, just especially their forward line, obviously kicking 123 points. I think they've gelled, and that's been what's most impressive, is that they've been so accurate, but their tools have been really critical in McStay. Membry's been really good as well. Dacos, and obviously Lipinski as well. I think they've just put together a really good team performance.
Pendlebury has to be quick. He was dispossessed. Ross picks it up, and then Tom Brown kicks around the body. That's a smart kick. Markdo was dropped by Steely Green. It's the little 1%ers that have hurt Richmond tonight. And Parker can repel, but he's put that one out of bounds on the full.
Freddie, mid-zone switch.
Yeah, on the line. I think too, we've seen the intent from Collingwood with pretty much playing their senior time, their senior side tonight, their best 22. I haven't seen too many of the kids. I mean, Reef McInnes was probably the only one that started in the starting 18. Ed Allen's had some minutes, but you know what you're going to go with early in the year. It's going to be their senior players, and they all seem to be up and about while they're fresh early in the season.
I'm here.
McIntosh kicks the Tigers inside forward 50, off hands. Ends up with Mansell, snaps around the corner to a dangerous position. Quainer read it best and takes the mark in the last line defence for the Pies. Kicks it short to Allen, who's marked still inside defensive 50. Goes to Howe, who's marked at left half back. You can kick out wide for Hoskin Elliott, who's marked defensive side of halfway.
Dugowie, Maynard, Tom Mitchell and Mason Cox, the 4 big names. Still to come back for the Pies, not out there tonight. In the back of Myercheck, Broad, handball stolen away. Ed Allen answers the back, he pops it up high. Elliott caught one around the head. It might be the pre-season, but Jamie Elliott was happy to cook the umpire there. He thought he should have got a free.
He did, he tried for it, and it was Luke Traynor that, watching the Harvey Norman replay, he's just come over the top And I think it's a good contest. He's gone completely for the body spoil. A little bit of a knee to the back, but he at least made contact with the ball trainer.
Collingwood by 80. The ball is tossed back inside. Forward 50. Ryan won the tap straight to Schultz, sockers it towards the teeth of goal. Ricochets to Crisp, who wants to try and keep it alive. Find a teammate. Schultz trying to get boot to ball. And it goes through for a behind in the day. At the end of the day, the third consecutive behind to Collingwood. 24-124 to Richmond, 5-13-43.
We've jinxed them now.
Yeah, we had just one goal kicked in this fourth quarter.
Yep.
Both teams.
30 seconds in from Tim Embry. All behind since. There's 7 minutes left at Icon Park. Wednesday night footy. Holding the ball. It will be a Collingwood free kick. And this time it's going to be Bo McCreary. 50 out, directly in front. Everyone else has kicked goals tonight. Spending a bit more time in the midfield this season. Last week they played the Gold Coast Suns in a half and they had 8 tackles and a goal and a half of footy. I think he's got more ink on the arms too, Joey. He's gone full sleeve on both arms now this year, Bo McCreary. He'll kick from 50. Another behind.
He's sort of the real point of difference in that forward line, isn't he? I mean, as we said, the rest of them are all goal-kicking threats. You think about Hill and Elliott Schultz and, of course, the Tools. He's the real X-factor with his pressure. And we know he can get up the ground. He doesn't have to have big numbers, but he plays a really important role in what they're trying to do.
Oh, Ben Miller, a costly turnover in their defensive 50. And he's turned it straight over to Bobby Hill, who marks 35 metres out from goal, slight angle to the left.
They can't do too much right at the moment, Richmond. I think, again, fatigue's well and truly kicking in.
Bobby.
But again, from a key back as well, that's a critical miss. Comes straight from the outside of ground, right into the centre and straight to the opposition.
Mychek and Membry with 4 goals each. Bobby Hill wants to join them. In he comes. Kick is on its way. Breaks the drought of behinds here in the final term and slots through his 4th. Collingwood moved to 21-5, 131 to Richmond, 5-13-43, 19 travelled in the final quarter on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay. It's as bad a kick as you'll get from Ben Miller coming out of defence. I'm not sure where that was even trying to go. He kicked it straight down Bobby Hill's throat.
Shanked it.
And
right on the outside of right side of his boot.
Hardly see that in local footy, that sort of kick, so that's disappointing. But yeah, Bobby Hill, as I said, I'm excited what he can do this year. I think he's got so much more. He's just scratching the surface of his talents. You think about Shea Bolton and Isaac Rankin, and can he just continue to add little bits to his game, a bit more midfield, a few more touches, and imagine what he could do then, because he's a serious talent, and I think he's in for a big year.
Would you roll him through the midfield a little bit more?
I'd try and just send him, bring him in for a stoppage like Posse Pickett and these sorts of players, and spit them forward and just try and get the ball in their hand more, because every time they touch it, good things happen.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. A rare centre clearance win for Richmond. Down kicks it to the top of the goal square. Waiting down is McAuliffe.
Handball.
And he's run down immediately. Collingwood's defensive pressure has been spot on tonight. As Pendlebury outpointed by Trainer on the wing. Good win for the youngster in his first showing tonight. McIntosh rolls it forward. Pretty scrubby sort of kick in that area as well. Side bottom for Collingwood. Had it, lost it. Pendlebury likewise. Ball on the outer side wing. Eventually, Seth Campbell breaks through. Straight onto the chest of Reef McInnes.
It was just well read by Reef McInnes there as well, just in front of his opponent, and that's what happens when you're playing some younger players too. Tom Sims getting a few minutes in this game as well, which is he's an exciting young player. As I mentioned, he's a tall boy, 199 centimetres as an 18-year-old. As Jess mentioned, he had the 12-centimetre growth spurt, was it, across COVID?
Yep, he now stands at 199 centimetres, probably still growing.
Because he goes to the smoothie room.
That's right.
Thanks.
That's right. It's Is there a sign on the wall for the growing smoothies?
No, there is. I'm dead set. There's about 5 different options, and there's bulk.
Send me the recipe.
Shred, yeah. Which category would you like?
All of them. I'll have a go at all of them.
Collingwood by 88, throwing on the broadcast wing. Attacking the contest hard was McAuliffe, hands it off to Sonzi, kick around the corner towards half forward, knocked away from Mansell, spills to Ross, gets around Houston from 50, centres the kick beautifully, and Richmond will get a shot on goal through Hopper.
McAuliffe has done some good things, Heath. I think he's played a little bit of time in the midfield, a couple of clearances. He's been impressive again in the off-season. He's put on a bit of size too, so just being able to drive his way through some of those bigger bodies in the midfield.
Yeah, Red Dead leading stats.
He smashed the smoothie room.
5 contested possessions from his 7 touches, so he's been in the weight game room, I think.
Hopper from 50. Kick is on its way. And it is snuck through for a goal. Collingwood 21-5, 131 lead Richmond 6-13, 49 on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Yeah, Red Dead leading stats. He's been good tonight, Jacob Hopper. Obviously hasn't had the season he wanted last year. 29 disposals now, most of any Richmond player on the ground. Only Lipinski and Nick Dacos ahead of him, full stop. 7 clearances, 12 contested possessions with his first goal on the board there. So back at the numbers you'd probably expect from a marquee recruit, Joey.
Yeah, he's going to have to do that all year. So let's be honest. Taranto, Hopper, Presti when he's back playing. Jack Ross is now a senior player, and then Curvis. They're going to have big numbers. They're going to have to try and break even in the clearances and at least give their younger side a chance, which they've done tonight. They've actually beaten Collingwood +7 in clearances. The contested possessions are basically even, so you would expect that around the footy. It's more probably at the fringes, behind the ball and in front of the ball, where the Tigers are going to struggle this season.
First 4 games of the season for Richmond. Carlton in round 1, Port Adelaide in round 2 at the Adelaide Oval, St Kilda in round 3, and the Brisbane Lions round 4 at the MCG. It's going to be a tough year for the Tiger Army. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. And the kick goes straight out of the centre clearance, down in front of Tyler Sonsi. From a Craig McRae point of view, Joey, as we can see him on the Harvey Norman replay screen now.
Sampson and Jack,
Would you prefer, out of this game, a comfortable victory like this, or would you prefer a really solid hit-out going into round 0?
No, I think he'd take this, particularly with a senior group and a group that's played a lot of footy. I think you still get to work on what you've been trying to do, plenty of learnings, but you also probably just get through just a little bit, without having to really exert yourself in a high physical, high stakes game. So I think overall he'd be relatively pleased. Yes, you could say you want a better contest, but at the end of the day, they've still focused on the way they've played, how they've defended, how they've moved the ball, and I think they can take a lot of positives and a lot of confidence and be still fresh enough heading into opening round in only 7 or 8 days.
Touch over 2.5 minutes to go here at Icon Park. As Richmond shared around half back, they find Vlosten on the wing. In front of the interchange gates. Wants to use the corridor. Good kick to Trainer. He's marked on the edge of the centre square. One of the young draftees for the Tigers out there tonight, pick number 21. And chip short to Broad. It's about 70 from home. Wants to use the run of Brown. Kicks it into the pocket for the Tigers. Collingwood well set. They have the numbers. And McInnes takes the intercept grab inside defensive 50.
The clock winds down, last 2 minutes of this one. 76 points. Here's the Pies lead on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. And Vlosten had it. And he's tackled, and the Pies have got Membry on the lead. It just might have bounced before it got to him, but he's had a good first showing, Tim Membry. And it looks like he's going to slot in beautifully to Collingwood's forward setup.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned, I'm surprised that he was able to just sort of walk away from St Kilda. So he looks like he's picked up where he left off. In fact, he's even better than he was tonight. If it's anything to go by, he's going to have a good season.
And Ed Allen's kick went to a spot that no one really knew that it was going. McIntosh first there for Richmond. Through the corridor, McAuliffe, and now Vlosten. Nice kick into space, and here's a chance for the Tigers.
Beautiful kick into the path of Banks, who marks, takes off, works his way inside forward 50. The kick is across the face of goal and knocked out of play in the end for a throw-in right next to the left behind post.
It wasn't a great kick from Sam Banks. You'd say he's nearly running too far, but it's almost a better idea just to go for goal. He had the grass in front of him. Instead has just missed past the goal square, and gone out of bounds, but nonetheless, Tigers will get another chance inside the throw-in here.
Chance for the Tigers deep in attack. No winner from the throw-in, and we're going to do it all again this time. About 40 metres around from Richmond's goal. A few minutes tick down here at Arcorn Park.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, another role change. Camden McIntosh, 30 disposals tonight, 15 centre bounces he's attended. Never had 30 in his 190 games in AFL level, so Joe, talking about the senior bodies, he might have moved in there.
He'll be chuffed.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're talking about his 1-year contracts, isn't it? We're getting 2 at this time.
How many centre bounces did you say he attended?
15. Normally a 100% winger, so it's a big number for him.
I was thinking, how easy is this? If only I played in the midfielder the last 10 years.
Struggling out in the wing all day.
Yeah, doing all the hard running, protecting all the midfielders who go kick chasing.
Samson Ryan doing the ruck work for Richmond. Maybe one last chance to finish the night on a high. And Quainer has other ideas, as does Perryman. Another of their recruits who have been excellent tonight. And the kick was a little loose coming out of defence from Reef McInnes. 30 seconds left. It's the Pies who are going to be big winners in the Amy Community Series.
Samson.
You mentioned him a number of times, Ethan. I've liked Lipinski's game as a pretty much 100% wingman tonight. Him and Crisp have been the majority of the two playing on the wings with side bottom inside, and he's one I think that's is in for another big year.
Yeah, 36 touches for Pat Lipinski. Again, that'd be a massive career high, 14 marks.
Pies by 76, side bottom from the ball in, kicks long down the line. And then redirection knocked away from him by Brown. Ball goes out of play.
550 metres gained as well. Filipinski, second highest ranked player on the ground behind Nick Dacos, who hasn't played this last quarter at all. So that's a pretty impressive step up from Pat Lipinski.
Top 10 in last year's best and fairest. He looks primed, and Collingwood as a whole look primed for season 2025. Lipinski on cue, kicks the ball off the ground. Hill hunting after it. Siren is about to sound. And the Tigers have got some work to do, but for Collingwood, they look legitimate. At the buzzer, Josh Dacos misses. Craig McRae wanted one serious hit out before round 0, and that's exactly what he got. Collingwood winners tonight, 21-6, 132 to 6, 13-49.
Started with Nick Dacos. His first half was sensational. He was clearly the best man on the ground, and he was dominating. And then from there, the team were able to use the ball really nicely. I thought Houston looked great, Josh Dacos, so that combination across half-back. I mentioned Lipinski playing out on the wing. We know he's got the class. And then the forwards all got in on the act. The chemistry and connection with their forwards was really good. They were all able to hit the scoreboard. From an offensive point of view, I thought that they would really like what they saw. And defensively, they were challenged a little bit at times, but otherwise they held up. And yeah, I think they're primed for a strong start, the Pies.
They look really, really good. They won, led by 23 points at quarter time, 45 at half time, 75 at three-quarter time, and the final margin is 77 points. Dan Houston is talking to Nick Del Santo, courtesy of Fox Footy.
First official hit out for the club. Great result. Coming off the half-back flank, it looks good. How did it feel?
Yeah, it felt really good. It was good to get out here and play 4 quarters against opposition, not hurt our teammates. And the boys played really well tonight. And it was good just to sit off the half-back line with Josh and Q and a few of the other boys and gel with them and get some match practice under the belt.
You speak about gelling. It looked like it was perfectly clear, your role and the way they executed it. You speak about playing with Josh Dacos. It was a little bit different in his role tonight. How long do you think it'll take until you know it innately that this is what I do, this is how my teammates play?
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen overnight. I think it'll happen throughout the season, but you can see that we took some inroads tonight with how we worked together, and I'm sure it'll only build it across the season.
What was the most pleasing thing tonight? Look at the scoreboard, it's a comfortable victory, but when you're out there off the halfback flank, what catches your eye as the most pleasing thing that you've been practicing over the pre-season?
I just think we were all on the same page tonight, it was good to celebrate some guys pulling on the jump for the first time when they kicked a few goals, and it was a really, really fun night for the boys, and I'm looking forward to watching them next week, and hopefully we can get off to a good start.
Give me one player that surprised you. So you're at Port Adelaide, very successful for a period of time. A player that you had an impression of, but when you got here it was completely different.
that's a tough one there. But I think Harry Perryman, I think GWS probably don't get a lot of spotlight up there, and I think now that he's put on the Collingwood colours, I think he's going to be a really good player for us.
We'll definitely be in the spotlight at the Pies. Congratulations on a great performance. Enjoy your week off next week, and then we'll look forward to seeing you for the remainder of the year.
Cheers, mate.
He's going to be a fantastic pickup for the Pies, Dan Houston. 21-6, 132 to 6-13-49. They win tonight. We're going to come back and wrap it up on the other side of this. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, all season long, Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
It's the show with Mick Malloy, Nick Rewalt, Titus O'Reilly and Rosie Walton.
Melbourne have a new sponsor, Lego.
I can't wait to see the Lego bottle of Grange being made in the rooms. Lego entrecote.
Yes.
You can really see the Stephen May punching on.
I think we could get the little
figurines down the front.
Start your day with Mick in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from the holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Great value internet? That's pretty good. But unbeatable value internet is even better. TPG will beat any eligible provider's NBN price over the first year, guaranteed. TPG. Offer available until withdrawn. Excludes NBN wireless. T's and C's apply. See website for more details.
Do deals these days feel like they're not good enough? Well, here at Tango Energy, we're turning energy prices on their head. That's right. At Tango Energy, we have some shockingly low energy rates you might find hard to beat. And while we've been turning prices upside down, we've also made switching to Tango easy. Now you can switch in minutes using our online sign-up. Want to see if you could save? Head over to tangoenergy.com and see the low rates for yourself.
Tango Energy.
Hello, bank.
Hi, the RBA has dropped the cash rate.
Oh, I hope they pick it up again.
Okay, and so has Athena for new and existing customers.
Athena treats customers better.
And so when will you drop my rate?
Maybe next Friday or the following. Maybe never.
Well, I know when I'm going to drop you.
What? When?
If your lender hasn't dropped their rate yet, it's time you switch to Athena. Call 13 35 35 or visit athena.com.au. Athena, love us and leave us. Application subject to eligibility and assessment.
Win a Bosch Expert Accessories Pack and 10 grand to take your toolkit to the next level. Head to the Triple M win page. Tell us how Bosch Expert Accessories could supercharge your performance and win with Bosch.
Tell the sun to get. I'm trying to sleep in if you don't mind. Tell the sun to get and block out the light. Screen away blinds. Screen away blinds. If you're working in the night, sleeping through the day, sun shining through your window and it just won't go away. Tell the sun to get and block out the light. Screen away blinds. Screen away blinds.
4 out of 5 young people impacted by cancer feel distressed and alone. But there's a flip side to cancer, thanks to Canteen. Help Canteen provide life-changing support for young people impacted by cancer. Get involved at canteen.org.au.
Han 3.5. Han's slightly more sensible sibling. Enjoy the great taste low-carb combo of Han with the added benefit of a mid-strength. Han 3.5. Low carb, mid-strength. How good? Drink responsibly.
Mom! Jeremy broke the tap! No, I didn't!
Call RACV Trades to deal with your home emergency fast. Qualified tradies available 24/7 with no surcharges.
Hey.
Hi, come in. Prepare for the best with RACV Emergency Trades.
That's all sorted.
Great. Back to brushing, boys. All works performed by Club Home Response Proprietary Limited. Trading as RACV Trades. CDBU 100178. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Collingwood pose for a team photo. Winners of the Food Bank Shield tonight. Great cause as well. The pineapple on top of the trophy. Sarah Hosking, as you pointed out during the game.
We did, but you didn't quite pick it up, did we? But it is a wonderful cause. Every sale from the tickets tonight goes towards Food Bank and helping Victorians be able to put some food on their plates.
They put plenty of food on their plate tonight, Joey Montagna. The Pies, they had a big win to the tune of 77 points.
Yeah, they all feasted tonight, didn't they? And that's what's going to happen to a lot of teams against Richmond, they're all going to get plenty of ball, get great opportunity, and Collingwood look sharp. I think they've done everything they need to now. Hopefully they get Maynard and De Goey back to kickstart opening round. Otherwise, they're going to be at full strength. Everyone got through tonight. They've got plenty of options in the midfield and forward line. The back line is pretty settled, so I don't think they could have asked for much more from what we saw from them the game today.
Just give us a couple of the major ball winners for the night, Ethan Meldrum, please.
Yeah, Pat Lipinski, Red Z lending stats. He was probably the standout story for the Pies as far as they're concerned. As you guys have been saying, very settled team. 37 disposals for him. He's never done that in a game played for 4 premiership points. 14 marks as well. Nearly 600 metres gained. Nick Dacos, doing as he normally does, had 32 touches in just under 3 quarters. Josh Dacos at 27 as well. Dan Houston, his first hit out for Collingwood, 22 touches and a goal. Harry Perryman, his first hit out for Collingwood, 20 disposals, 10 tackles in the midfield. And Tim Membry, his first hit out for the Pies, 4 goals, 11 disposals. Hopper, 31 for the Tigers. McIntosh, 20. Sam Banks, 21 disposals. Tyler Sonzi in the midfield, 18. A couple of stories for the Tigers as well.
One takeaway for Richmond, be it good or bad, Sarah, that Adam Uze can come away from this one and have a chat to the group about post-game.
Well, I think they had patches, and in particular in that first half, and I guess for me it's the fact that they were able to hit the scoreboard, they just weren't accurate. So I think if you're going to take something away, you can at least, they got the ball in their forward half and forward 50, they just weren't able to convert it. So, I mean, I think, again, you just need these young players to start to gel and get more games under their belt and play with each other. Again, I was impressed with Hopper, Taranto, Short as well. I thought he had a lot of score involvements and he helped drove some of that passage of play. But, some of your younger players like Trezise, Blight and Steely Green, I thought they stood up tonight. Mansell as well, who I mentioned at the start. He's, I think, going to take on one of that key forward kind of roles in their forward half, and hopefully again you get Lynch back. Prestia adds a little bit of depth to the team as well. So I think they have some positives coming out of tonight.
Plenty of these tonight for Collingwood, but here is our Maccas I'm loving it moment. Pendlebury to Nick Dacos. When those two combine, good things happen. He tucks it under the arm, gives off the handball to a running Perryman who bangs it home. Pure class from the Pies.
Not bad by you, but I thought Jess Webster was the star of the show tonight. Jack Heverin, she was excellent on debut. Well done.
Absolutely. How good was she?
Very good.
It's good to see her having fun in the box. Well, being allowed to laugh.
She's been one of those ones that have seen it from the other boxes and wanted
didn't have to do a time check or doesn't have to talk to Doris from Outback or everything. You just have a chat to us on Triple M Footy. We're so excited to have you, Jess. Welcome.
I feel like you guys are lulling me into a false sense of security before you start stitching me out. You've been so nice. You've been way too nice.
Happens. We suck you in first.
Unnerving.
Then you'll get
we were nice to Sarah at the start.
Part of the furniture now.
Hosco, holidays are over, but enjoy the footy season. Great to have you back. We'll hear from you shortly.
Thank you. It's been wonderful.
Joey, we'll probably hear from you every day on every show and every podcast.
I might pop up occasionally.
First crack, last crack, all the cracks. We'll hear from you across the season. Heath, great work by you. Nat Yanidis has already been in gone, but great work by the Rocket down on the boundary as well. To George, to Jace, to Paulie here at the ground, and to Leroy back in the studio. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Collingwood run out big winners. Tomorrow we are back from 8 o'clock with Brisbane and Adelaide, and Friday it's the Giants and Carlton. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water all season long, Triple M rocks footy.